Hi Usha, hello everyone. So, as I have already told you that today we are going to discuss module A Macmillan book questions, right? So, complete module A of IE IFS, the whole Macmillan questions will be covered in this session, okay? Every question of your book, right? So, Module A, I will be finishing today. Module B, I will be finishing tomorrow. Module C on Monday and Module D on Wednesday. So every day you have your this marathon session at 6 p.m. and this is very important for you all guys because first of all, just make yourself prepare for the Macmillan questions, right? So Macmillan questions are actually very easy type questions, okay? So just prepare yourself for the Macmillan questions and then we will start what? And then we will start the main tough or difficult questions for you all. Okay. Hi Mohan. Hello Kavita. Hello Ruchi. Hi Gopal. Hi. Hello everyone. Very good. So everyone just please at least like the video. Whoever is watching this session, it's a request that please everyone just please like the video. Okay. All clear? Okay, so everyone just please at least like the video. Okay, and let's start discussing this chapter or let's start discussing this question, the very first question of the class. Okay, which of the following is not a component of the primary sector? So I have asked the very first question, it is related to the Macmillan or it is the question of the Macmillan book at the back, that which of the following is not a component of the primary sector? Construction, agriculture, forestry, or fishing. So the correct answer is everyone. So Shirish has said D and everyone else. Gopal, Krish A. Okay. And construction, everyone saying yes, construction, right? So if we talk about the primary sector, I am just giving you a quick revision of each and everything related to the topic also, so that you can just revise yourself with all the concepts again, right? So when we are talking about the primary sectors are those sectors in which the things are obtained in its natural form from the environment. So when the things are obtained in its natural form from the environment, then it is known as the primary sector. Okay. Secondary sector, when it is converted into finished product and then it is sold in the market. So that sector is known as service sector. And under the service sector, we have two sectors, quinary and quaternary sector, right? So let's talk about the component of the primary sector. Construction, it is actually a part of secondary sector. It is not a part of the primary sector. Agriculture, forestry and fishing, these are the primary sector. So A is the correct answer. Yes, A is the correct answer. Everyone is right here. Okay. So Shirish, you are saying D. Why D? Fishing is a primary sector when you are just catching fish from the ocean or sea or pond or anything. You are obtaining things in its natural form from the environment. So obviously it is a primary sector. Okay, done. Next question. Quaternary sector is a part of dash. Quaternary sector is a part of dash. Agriculture, service, industrial or foreign sector. Everyone please answer this question. Guys, everyone just please answer this question and just please everyone just message in the group that you have to join the session. Okay. Quaternary sector. Shirish, quaternary sector is a part of sectors of the economy. We have three sector, primary, secondary, tertiary. Tertiary is divided into two parts, quaternary and quinary section, right? So quaternary, which is also known as the mind of the economy. Here actually the people who is responsible for the decision making for the economy is actually a part of the quaternary sector. Okay, so the government employees, okay, or the high bureaucrats or the judges, these are actually the quaternary sector, the intellect part of the economy, or you can say the person who are related with the decision making aspects of the economy. So quaternary sector actually it is a part of what? It is a part of service sector, or you can say tertiary sector. Both are the correct answer, service or tertiary sector, not agriculture sector. B is the correct answer. Okay, yes. Yuvraj, Kavita, Ruchi, Ravi. Mansi, Usha, Gopal, Mohan. Yes, correct. Service is the correct answer. Next, Black Revolution is connected to which of the following thing? X, banana, petroleum, or pulses. Black pollution is connected to which of the following? Everyone, please answer this question. So this is actually a very easy questions. These are simply Macmillan questions, right? So I'm not giving you any question out of that because this session is strictly related to the Macmillan questions. Okay. So everyone who is watching this video, kindly everyone just please like the video. At least everyone just please like the video. Okay. Right. So if we talk about Black Revolution, yes, it is related with petroleum. Okay, and when we are talking about eggs, so which revolution is related with eggs? So the correct answer is C. But eggs, if we talk about the eggs, which revolution is related to egg? So silver revolution is related to egg. Banana, there is no revolution. Pulses, there is no revolution. Always remember, pulses are not included in the green revolution. No, pulses have no revolution, right? Petroleum, black, and eggs are silver. Clear? Okay, next. Contribution of which sector is maximum to Indian economy? Now, I am saying that which sector contribution is maximum to Indian economy? Primary, secondary, tertiary, or none of the above? Which sector's contribution is maximum in Indian economy currently? Usha is saying a primary sector. Again, you are all confused. Okay, you are all confused with each one. Okay, everyone. So, contribution of which sector is a maximum to Indian economy? Everyone, please answer this question. So now you are all confused with primary or tertiary sector. Okay. So you are saying some are saying primary and some are saying tertiary sector, and I always cleared this, especially in your class, that just after the independence, primary sector was contributing most to the GDP of economy. But with the changes in the time, now, only if we talk about the tertiary sector, it is contributing maximum to GDP. So, it is the correct answer, tertiary sector. Second is the secondary sector. And if we talk about third number, it is the primary sector. Now, primary sector is contributing least to the GDP. Most is tertiary sector and secondary is in the second number. So, do not get confused with all of you. So currently, at the time of independence, just after the independence, yes, it was the primary sector which was contributing most to the GDP, but now it is the tertiary sector which is contributing maximum to the GDP. Okay, next. Which sector provide maximum employment in India? Which sector provides maximum employment in India? Now, which sector is contributing maximum to India? Agriculture, industry, construction, or service sector? Yes. So now if we talk about the maximum employment contribution, it is agriculture. So there are two most important things. The maximum contribution in employment, it is the agriculture sector. The maximum contribution in the GDP, it is the tertiary sector. Okay. So these are the two different things. Okay. Done? Clear? Okay, Ruchi, Hema, Manasa, Irfan, Yuvraj, Mohan, Usha, everyone. Right? Correct? Good. Now next. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog? Now, just tell me, who is the chairman of Niti Aayog? Niti Aayog means National Institution for Transforming India. Niti Aayog. Who is the Chairman of Niti Aayog, President, Prime Minister, RBI's Governor, or the Finance Minister. Chairperson of Niti Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India. Yes, every one of you is right. Prime Minister is called as the ex officio chairperson of the Niti Aayog. Yes, Prime Minister. Now just tell me, when was Niti Aayog was started? Okay, so Niti Aayog established in which year? Everyone, just please answer this question. When was Niti Aayog started in India? Everyone, when was Niti Aayog started in India? Yes, so it was in 2015, right? So 1st January 2015, Niti Aayog has been started and it actually revamped the existing 5-year plan concepts in India. So the correct answer for this question is 2015, right? Everyone, so the correct answer is 2015. Okay, done? Good. Next question. Which among the following contribute the most to plan financing in India? Which contribute the most to the planned financing? So 5-year plan concepts or 5-year plan has the budgetary support from different sector, as I have already told you. Now, which of the following is actually contributing most to the plan financing in India? Domestic budgetary resources, deficit financing, foreign assistance, or none of the above? Everyone. So if we talk about the 5-year plans, from where we are getting money from the for the 5-year plans. So there was domestic budgetary support. The government has some investment, the profit from that, the state and central government contribution, printing of the new currency. We are getting aids and grants from the international organization. We are borrowing loans from different foreign banks. So these are all the budgetary support for the plant financing in India. So which of the following is contributing most to the plant financing of India? Yes, it is the domestic budgetary sources which is contributing most to the plant financing in India. So the correct answer for this question is A. So whoever has said A is the correct answer. Right? So Manas, Gopal, Hema, Ravi, Yuvraj, everyone, you are correct. Okay. Done? Okay. Next question. What was the period of ninth 5-year plan? What was the period of ninth 5-year plan? Okay, 1961 to 65, 1985 to 1990, 1997 to 2002, 2002 to 2007. Ninth 5-year plan period. Everyone, what is the ninth 5-year plan period? Everyone, please answer this question. Ninth 5-year plan. Ninth 5-year plan. Ninth 5-year plan. So yes, ninth 5-year plan is actually from 1997 to 2002. Then 10th 5-year plan is from 2002 to 2007. 11th 5-year plan is 2007 to 12. Okay, and 12th 5-year plan is from 2012 to 15, because you can say if we talk about it is extended to 17, but in middle of this, in 2015, the new Niti Aayog has been started, right? So 12th 5-year plan, technically the 12th 5-year plan is from till 2015. Okay, so ninth 5-year plan is 1997 to 2002. Okay, now 1961 to 65, it is which 5-year plan? 1961 to 65. Everyone, so it is not a 5-year plan. Okay, so here is 1961 to 1966, right? It is this 1961 to 1966. It was the third 5-year plan, right? It was the third 5-year plan, not him. No, Hima. 1961 to 1966. It was the third 5-year plan. Then 1966 to 1969. This 3-year time period, we have the planning holiday, as I have already told you. In today's session, we have discussed this, right? So 1966 to 69 was the planning holiday. 61 to 66 was the third 5-year plan. Okay. Done. And it was sixth 5-year plan, 1985 to 1990. So now this is very important for you all. The period of all the 5-year plans was very important, but I know that it is very difficult to learn. But you, if you read again and again and again the 5-year plans, okay, whatever I have just given you in the notes, just read out that notes only. The year, because year is very important. These type of questions are asked in the examination. So if we talk about this question, 61 to 65 was no 5-year plan because it was from 1961 to 66, third 5-year plan. 85 to 90 was actually the sixth 5-year plan. Then we have the planning holiday of 2 years, 1990 to 1992. Then there was ninth 5-year plan, 1997 to 2002, and 2002 to 2007 was the 10th 5-year plan. Okay. Done? Clear? Yes, it was seventh 5-year plan. Sorry. Yes, it was seventh 5-year plan. True, true, Mohan. It was seventh 5-year plan. Sixth was 1980 to 85. True. Okay, I was confused here. Sixth was 1985, 80 to 85, and seventh was 85 to 1990. True? Good. Right. Next question. Garibi Hatao is the motto of which 5-year plan? Garibi Hatao was actually introduced. The concept of Garibi Hatao has been introduced in which 5-year plan? Everyone just please like and share the video, guys. Everyone just at least like the video. Whoever is watching this session, it's a request that you have to like this video at least. Okay? So Garibi Hatao was actually introduced in which 5-year plan? Garibi Hatao. Yes, it was introduced in sixth 5-year plan. The time period is 1985 to 1980 to 85. Confused. 1980 to 85, it was the sixth 5-year plan. Right? Good. Right. Next. Now, first 5-year plan. The target of first 5-year plan was agriculture sector. Fourth 5-year plan, the target was self-reliant economy. Main target I'm just writing, self-reliance economy. Third 5-year plan, the main concept or the main target was agriculture plus industrial sector. Right? So this was it. Good. Next question. Which of the following is not a priority sector? Okay, so which of the following is not a priority sector? Information technology, social infrastructure, micro, small and medium enterprises, and agriculture sector. I have already given you the list of the priority sectors, the identified priority sectors in India. So you have to tell which of the following is not a priority sector in India. Everyone. So the correct answer is yes, obviously. Yes, the correct answer is what? The correct answer is the IT. IT is not a priority sector in India. If we talk about social infrastructure, yes, it is a priority sector. MSME, yes, it is a priority sector. Agriculture, yes, it is a priority sector. Then we have education in the priority sector. Housing is included in the priority sector. Renewable energy is included in the what priority sector? Export credit is actually included in the priority sector. And then there is others also. So 8 identified priority sector: social, MSME, agriculture, education, housing, renewable, export credit, and others. IT is not a priority sector. So the correct answer for this question is A. A is the correct answer, everyone. Right? Social is a priority sector. Why you are saying this? Social is a priority sector. Done? Good. Next question. As per the new definition of micro, small, and medium enterprises, investments in the plant and machinery does not exceed dash for the micro enterprises. Now, just please listen it very carefully. The MSME, micro small medium enterprises, has recently changed the definition this year also. So this year budget, we have the new definition for micro, small, and medium enterprises. I have already given you the details of that. But you don't have to learn this data. You don't have to learn this year's budget data, because this year's budget data will not come in your examination for why. Will not come in your examination for why. So you have to stick to the definition of MSME, which is actually given in your book. Now it has been again updated, but you have to stick to the data which is given in your book. Okay, just don't learn this year's budget figure. Why? Because this will not be the expected answer for your examination. Again, I'm saying that this is very important to know. Now, MSME investment in the plant and machinery does not exceed which amount? So the correct answer is yes, 1 crore is the correct answer. Correct answer is what? 1 crore. Right, everyone? Everyone. So this year we have the revised definition, guys. But please don't go with this year's revised definition. Why? Because again, I am saying that the examiner is not expected or expecting from you that you will learn this year's budget data, right? So the previous data says that if the investment in the plant and machinery does not exceed 1 crore and the turnover shouldn't be exceeding 5 crore, then you are a micro enterprises. For micro, it is the investment which is not exceeding 1 crore and turnover not exceeding 5 crore. And if we are talking about the micro small enterprises, then the investment doesn't exceed 10 crore and the turnover doesn't exceed 50 crore. So 10 crore and 50 crore, it is for what? It is for small enterprises, and for medium enterprises it is 50 crores in the investment in the plant and machinery and 250 crores in the turnover. So these are the definition which is actually present in your book. So please don't update yourself with this year's budget data, right? Micro, small, and medium enterprises. Clear, everyone? Clear? Right. Next. Which of the following is not one of the pillar of Make in India program? So Make in India program was actually introduced with the concept that we have to produce more and more thing in India. So as we should reduce dependency on the export item. So that is actually the Make in India program. So which of the following is not a pillar of Make in India program? New processes, new infrastructure, new government, or new sector. So there are 4 pillars in Make in India program. There are actually 4 pillars in Make in India program. So which of the following is not one of the 4 pillar of Make in India program? Everyone please answer this question. So Ravi and Shirish and Yuvraj and Mohan and Gopal and Ruchi, everyone is saying new government. See, technically, if we even don't know the answer, we just see that new government is no approach for Make in India. Why the government want to change themselves? Okay, new government. So it is very the conscious decision is new government can be the answer, because new government is not a technically correct option for this Make in India program, right? So new processes, yes, new infrastructure, new sector, and new mindset. New mindset. So these are the 4 pillar. So new government is actually not one of the 4 pillar of Make in India concept and Make in India program. Clear? Done? Next, which of the following is not a part of priority lending or priority lending? Everyone, please answer this question. So, if we talk about which of the following is not a part of priority lending, everyone, please answer this question. Just a second. PLI. Everyone. I think it was actually the question production linked incentive sectors. I think it is production linked incentive sector. Yes, it is production linked incentive. Okay. So it is actually with the production linked incentive. So this is not the priority sector. It is production linked investment sector. Right? So you have to answer which of the following is not a part of PLI. Production linked investment. Okay. So, production linked investment means the for promoting the production of different enterprises, the government has introduced certain measures that if you are going to produce more, then your taxes will be reduced on the production as well as you will get incentives on your production. It is actually a measure for boosting these sectors for producing more and more. So PLI, if we talk about production linked investment sector, it is not related with agriculture sector because agriculture sector is already boosted with green revolution. So there is no PLI needed for agriculture sector. Okay, steel, food products and drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, these are all linked with the production linked investment sectors, right? So D is the correct answer here. PLI, agriculture has nothing to do with this incentive scheme. Okay, so D is the correct answer, not B. D is the correct answer. Clear? Done? Everyone? Next, which among the following is not a hard infrastructure? Hard infrastructure is actually those infrastructure which are actually promoting connectivity of the economy. So any those infrastructure which helps in the connectivity, which helps in the transport, right? That sector is known as the hard infrastructure. Okay, so which of the following is not a part of hard infrastructure? Healthcare, road, port, or airports? Everyone, please answer this question. Yes. So, if we talk about airports, if we talk about ports, if we talk about roads, these are those sectors which are related to connectivity. This is actually important for the connectivity of the economy. So, these are hard infrastructure. Healthcare is actually the soft infrastructure. Soft infrastructure are those infrastructure in which major economy is dependent upon. Major economy shows dependency on these sector like healthcare, like education. So these are the soft infrastructure. Hard infrastructure, we have port, road, railways, road, airports, bridges, or water irrigation facilities. These are all considered as the hard infrastructure. Clear? Done? Everyone? Good. Next question. Which among the following is not a green infrastructure? Everyone, please answer this question. Which among the following is not a green infrastructure? Wildlife sanctuary, national highway, bird sanctuary, tiger in reserve. You can all answer this question, everyone. And please, everyone, just please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Just please like and share the video to the maximum you can, everyone. So, if we talk about which of the following is not a green infrastructure, obviously, wildlife sanctuary, bird sanctuary, and tiger reserve, these are all green infrastructure which helps to promote the environment sustainability. Natural or sorry, national highway, it is actually a hard infrastructure. It is not a green infrastructure. So, B is the correct answer here. Yes, national highway. B is the correct answer. Good. Now, which of the following is not one of the pillar of National Education Policy 2022? So, the National Education Policy recently has been changed in 2022. Okay. So, National Education Policy has again four pillars. Which of the following is not one of the four pillars of National Education Policy? Accessibility, equity, quantity, and accountability. You can answer this question very easy. Now, just use your common sense. okay, for these type of questions. So it is like the simple questions which are written in one line in the books, right? But again, you can just use the common sense. If we talk about the national education policy, obviously it will focus on accessibility, that the education will be accessible to each and everyone who is living in India, whether they are high class, middle class, or lower class, right? There should be equity that is provided in the education system. Everyone should have an equal opportunity in the education system. Quantity, it is question markable. Why? Because quantity is focused in national education policy? No. Quality is actually focused in the national education policy. So the correct answer is C. Accountability, yes, for education you should be accountable towards your what? Towards your students, towards your country, right? So accountability, quality, equity, and accessibility, these are the four national education policy pillar. Clear? Yes, it is quality instead of quantity. Good, Ruchi. Everyone, good. Yes. Now, next question. Dash is the core and fundamental goal of the. Just a second. Now, everything is clear, guys. Okay. Now, everything is clear, guys. Yes or no? Just please tell me. Now, everything is clear. Now, everything is clear. No issues. Okay, done. Okay, so I was telling you that DASH is the core and fundamental goal of family welfare program in India. So yes, family welfare program is related to the population management. The word itself defines, yes, the word itself defines the concept. The family welfare program is actually related to what? It is actually related to the population management. Clear? Done, everyone? Good. Next question. Globalization is defined as the rise of dash among the nation. Globalization is defined as the rise in dash among the nation. Economic integration, political integration, spiritual integration, or wealth integration. Globalization is defined as the rise in dash among the nation. So, what is globalization? Everyone, please answer this question. So, what is globalization? Globalization means when you are connecting your economy with the rest of the world. When you are connecting your economy with the rest of the world, that is known as globalization. And when we are concerned about the globalization, yes, it is the economic integration. Globalization is all about the economic integration among the nation. So A is the correct answer. A is the correct answer. Clear? Done? Yes, A is the correct answer. So, globalization is one of the very important aspects of LPG policy, liberalization, privatization, globalization policy, which has been introduced in 1991. And this was introduced by Dr. Manmohan Singh and PV Narasimha Rao. It is very important policy related to the economy. It is also known as new economic reforms. Okay, LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Clear? Next question. Which organization popularized the globalization concept in mid 1980s? Everyone. Which of the following organization popularized the concept of globalization in mid 1980s? Everyone, please answer this question. Okay, so the correct answer is everyone. Which of the following organization actually popularized this word of globalization amongst all? Okay, so the correct answer is it is not Asian Development Bank. No, ADB is not the correct answer. ADB is not the correct answer. No, it is actually OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. This organization was actually popularized this word globalization in mid 1980s. Asian Development Bank, no. IMF, it is International Monetary Fund, no. World Bank, no. The correct answer is B. B is the correct answer. Clear? Don't, no. Koi baat nahi. It is B, which is the correct answer. Okay. Done. Next, which of the following is not a benefit of globalization? Not a benefit of globalization. Globalization means connecting the economies of the world. You are connecting your economy with rest of the economy, right? That is known as globalization. So, not a benefit of globalization, technology transfer, job creation, political stability, or economic development. Which of the following is not a benefit of globalization? Everyone, you can all answer this question. Not a benefit of globalization. Which of the following is not a benefit of globalization? Everyone, please answer this question. Not a benefit of globalization. Yes. So, see, with the globalization, we are introduced with the new technology. Yes. With the globalization, we are having the job creation or employment. Yes. We are having the economical development. Yes. But political stability, no, it is not a benefit of globalization. So, C is the correct answer. Okay. C is the correct answer. Perfect. Next question. Which among the following is not a protectionism measure? Protectionism measure means you want to control import and export in India. When you are following such measure which actually discourage the import and export culture of India, that is known as protectionism. Globalization and protectionism, these are opposite to each other. So, protectionism means you are confining yourself within the country. You don't want to import or export. So, every measure which is taken which actually discourage the import and export, that is protectionism. So, increased tariff quotas, non-tariff barriers, and the increased capital account convertibility. Which of the following is not a protectionism measure? Okay. Yes. So first of all, if we talk about tariff means the different type of taxes that has been introduced. It actually prohibits or restrict import and export. It is the measure. Quotas, we are limiting the import and export. True, it is a measure. Non-tariff barriers, again, it is a measure. Increased capital account convertibility, it is not any measure of protectionism. So we have three main form of protectionism measure. Tariff is increased, quotas is increased, and non-tariff barriers have been introduced to limit the import and export of the country in protectionism. Clear? Done? Okay, next question. Which of the following is not a part of the supervisory reform camels? So, which of the following is not a part of the supervisory reform camels? Capital advocacy, C, capital advocacy, asset quality, merger, earning and liquidity. So not a part of supervisory reform, camel. Everyone, please answer this question. So the full form, and not a reform of camels, or not a supervisory reforms of camels. So the correct answer is, so yes, Hema is right, Ruchi is also right, Kavita is also right. So merger is actually a correct answer. C is capital advocacy, A is asset quality, M is not merger, M is management. M is not merger, M is management. E is earning and liquidity is L. So not merger, it is management. Okay. So the correct answer is C. Everyone. Yes, the correct answer is C. True. Next question. Narsimha Committee on Financial Sector Reforms is related to which sector? Insurance, banking, capital, or money market? Narsimha Committee is related to which sector? You can all answer this question. Narsimha Committee is actually related to which sector? Everyone. Narsimha Committee. Okay, so the correct answer is yes. The correct answer is again, it is the banking, right? And a very important thing, see, in insurance sector, see, it is the line I'm just telling you. In insurance sector, up to 74% of foreign direct investments is allowed in India. But this year in budget, this limit is also enhanced to 100%. So now in this year budget, it is said that in insurance sector, 100% of FDIs is allowed. Okay. But in your book, the data is FDI is 74% in insurance sector. But again, you have to stick to your book data, not the updated data. Okay, everyone. Next, which is not, it is not, no, it is not insurance. It is actually what? It is actually the banking. Narsimha Committee is related to banking. Okay. Next, which is not the primary pillar of 1991 economic reform. 1991 economic reform, not a pillar of 1991 economic reform. Automation, liberalization, globalization, and privatization. Everyone, at least everyone, just please like the video, guys. Whoever is watching this session, is a request that you have to like this video, everyone. And please share as much as you can. Okay, just please share in different groups. Everyone, just please share in different groups so that everyone can join this session. Done. So 1991 new economic reform, it is LPG policy, very simple. Liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So yes, it is liberalization, globalization, privatization. Automation is not one of the things. So the correct answer for this question is A. Automation is not the thing. So A is the correct answer. Clear? Now next, which among the following is not a instrument used by Indian corporate sector to access fund from the international capital market? Which of the following is not an instrument by the Indian corporate sector to access fund from international capital market? So the correct answer is, everyone. So the correct answer is, please answer this question, guys. Okay. So again, now if we talk about A, American depository receipt, yes, it is a instrument for accessing fund from the international market. American depository receipt. Global depository receipt, yes, it is a fund from the international capital market. Foreign currency convertible bonds. It is again an investment funds from the international market. Initial public offering, it is actually the domestic market. You can just raise funding from the domestic market through the capital market. That is initial public offering. So it is not related to the international market. Rest ABC related to the international market. Clear? So D is the correct answer here. D is the correct answer. Okay. Next question. FDI, foreign direct investment from Pakistan, is placed under which rule? Automatic or government route? FDIs from Pakistan is actually under which roof? FDIs from Pakistan is actually under which roof? Everyone. FDIs from Pakistan is actually under which roof? Yes, it is not automatic, it is government route. Obviously, the correct answer is peace because we are having not a good relation with Pakistan. So, every FDI which is coming from Pakistan, it is placed under the government route. So, B is the correct answer. Good. Next question. FDI, foreign direct investment limit in the private banking is 26, 49, 74 or 100%. Private banking. FDI is allowed to how much percent in the private banking? Everyone, very important question for all of you. Private banking, how much FDIs are allowed? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone. So the correct answer is yes. So 74%. How much FDIs are allowed in the private sector banking? How much FDIs are allowed in the private sector banking? It is 74%, which is the correct answer. Okay, so C is the correct answer, everyone. Okay, C is the correct answer. Okay. No, 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 not 74%. It is actually not 74%. It is 49%, which is the correct answer. Yes, I was confused here. So, yes, it is not 74%. It is actually 49% is the correct answer. Right. 49%. Yes. Yes, yes, I was confused here. 49%. Okay. 49% foreign direct investments is allowed in the private banking. Okay. Next. FDIs in India is prohibited in which sector? Foreign direct investment is not allowed in which sector? Defense, health, irrigation, or lottery business? Everyone, please answer this question. FDI in India is prohibited in which of the following sector? Defense, health, irrigation, or lottery business? You can all answer this question. Yes. No, in defense sector it is allowed. FDIs are allowed in defense sector, allowed in health, allowed in irrigation, lottery business, no foreign direct investments can be allowed. So D is the correct answer. Yes, D is the correct answer. FDIs are not allowed in the what in the lottery business, right? Next question, which is known as the hot money. Hot money, foreign institutional investment, FPIs, foreign portfolio investment, FDIs, foreign direct investment. Which of the following is known as hot money? Everyone. Which of the following is known as hot money? Everyone, please answer this question. 70% of paid up capital. Yes, it is actually 74% of the paid up capital. That is true, Mohan. But if we talk about the limit of the investment in the private banking, it is 49%. Okay, 49%. Okay. So, hot money. Which of the following is actually known as hot money? Yes, so hot money is actually the foreign institutional investments. FII, foreign institutional investments, is called as the hot money. Now, there is a difference between foreign institutional investment and foreign direct investment. We will be discussing this in detail in the paid classes in the chapter itself. Don't worry, right? So, FII is the correct answer. Next question. When did India become the member of International Monetary Fund, IMF? When did India become the member of IMF? 1945, 95, 2000 and 2010. So the correct answer is, everyone, when did India become the member of International Monetary Fund? When did India become the member of International Monetary Fund? Everyone, please answer this question. When did India become the member of International Monetary Fund? 1945 is the correct answer. India is one of the founding member of IMF. The headquarter of IMF is in Washington DC. Important thing to note. Second establishment 1944. Bretton Woods Conference. It was established under Bretton Woods Conference 1944 and start working in 1945. Headquartered in Washington DC. Okay, International Monetary Fund. India became the member in 1945. True. Next question. Which of the following is not one of the basket currencies for special drawing right? Not one of the basket currencies for special drawing rights. So special drawing rights is actually a weighted average. If we talk about the special drawing right, it is the weighted average of the basket currencies, right? But if we talk about the basket currencies, we have five basket currencies. The topmost currencies of the world is actually the basket currencies. The topmost currencies of the world is actually the basket currencies. Five basket currencies we have. Which of the following is not a basket currency? So in basket currency, we have dollar, USA dollar, pound. We have renminbi, Chinese renminbi. We have Japanese yen. Okay. So dollar, pound, renminbi, yen. Okay. And there is one more. Dollar, pound, renminbi, yen. One more. Everyone just please answer this question. Dollar, pound, renminbi, yen, and one more currency. We have five basket currencies. Dollar is there, yen is there, renminbi is there, dollar is not. Canadian dollar is not one of the basket currency. Tell me one more basket currency. I'm skipping from my mind. It is dollar, pound, renminbi, yen, and one more. Just please answer this question. Euro. Euro, right? Euro. Why I'm missing euro? Yes, euro. Euro, yen, renminbi, pound, and dollar. These are the five basket currencies. Okay. These are the five basket currencies. Okay. Next question is what? See, next question. India is not one of the founding member of which group of World Bank? So if we talk about the World Bank, see, World Bank has five different groups. International Finance Corporation, International Development Association, third is MIG, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute, and IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. These are the five groups under the World Bank. World Bank established in 1944 under the Bretton Woods Conference, right? Same, the headquarter is in Washington, D.C. These all points are important to note, right? Okay, everyone. So, World Bank. Which of the following group? India is not a member of which of the following group of World Bank? It is MIGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. Okay, done. Next question. Nation is not a member of OPEC, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. Again, so recently OPEC members has been updated. In today's current affairs session, CA session, in today's current affairs session, I have given each and every detail of OPEC and OPEC plus. Please go and watch that current affairs session. Okay, so it is in the another channel, Hindi medium channel. I have given each and every detail of Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and OPEC Plus group, right? So actually the news was Brazil is actually adding. Brazil is actually adding to the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. So Brazil is actually adding. So which of the following is not a member of OPEC? So if we talk about the correct answer, Qatar. Qatar is not one of the member of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. It is actually a permanent intergovernmental organization of oil exporting countries. And it was formed in Baghdad. Baghdad, it was actually established in Baghdad. So, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, Kuwait, UAE, Saudi Arabia, these are all the part of OPEC. Qatar is not a part of OPEC. Clear? Done? Everyone? Done? Next, see. Next is which section of Companies Act provides legal support for corporate social responsibilities in India? CSR. Legal support for CSR in India, everyone. Which section of the Companies Act 2013 provides legal support for CSR in India? Legal support for CSR in India. Which of the following provide legal support for CSR in India? So it is actually section 135 provides legal support for the corporate social responsibilities in India. Next question. India aim to achieve the net zero emission by which year? Net zero emission by which year? We have to achieve the net zero carbon emission by which year? 2030, 2050, 2040 or 2070? So the correct answer is everyone. Net zero emission of what? Greenhouse gases. So India want to achieve this net zero emission by year 2070. Yes, it is 2070. 2070, Hema, Irfan, Manas, it is 2070. Yes, the correct answer is 2070, right? Now, as per the International Monetary Fund, World Economic Organization, April 2022, which country was the fastest growing major economy in 2022? Fastest growing major economy in 2022. Everyone, please answer this question. The fastest growing major economy in 2022. Which country? So, India actually termed as the fastest growing major economy in 2022. Done. Okay, so let's start discussing. Okay, so today we are going to discuss Module B, right? Complete Macmillan Books question. Module B of IE IFS. This I'm going to cover in today's session. So let's start discussing. The very first question is Adam Smith defined economics as study of welfare, study of wealth, study of means and end, or none of these. Everyone, please answer this question. Adam Smith defined economics as a dash study of welfare, wealth, means and end, or none of the above. Everyone, please answer this question. Okay, so Navdeep is saying B, Ruchis is saying B, Irfan is also saying B, and everyone else, Gopal is also saying B. Right. So the correct answer is yes, B is the correct answer. Oh, Adam Smith always defined economics as the study of wealth. The very famous book of Adam Smith was The Wealth of Nation. Okay. In this book, Adam Smith defined economics as what? A study of wealth. Adam Smith is also known as the father of economics. Adam Smith is also known as what? Father of economics. Clear? Okay. Wealth of Nation. This book was published in 1776. Everyone. Right? Good. Next question. Macroeconomics deals with dash gross domestic product, price indices, unemployment rate, or all of the above. Macroeconomics deals with what? Everyone, please answer this question. So, macroeconomics. So, you all know that economics, if we talk about the economics, economics is divided into two categories, microeconomics and macroeconomics, right? So, economics is broadly divided into two parts, micro and macroeconomics, right? Microeconomics, it deals with the individual unit. When we are talking about individual demand, individual supply, individual income, individual, then it is micro. When we are talking about nation as a whole, when we are talking about nation as a whole, then it is known as what? It is known as macroeconomics, right? So GDP, when we are talking about GDP, it is nation as a whole. Price indices, again nation as a whole. Unemployment rate, again nation as a whole. So all of the above is the correct answer here. All of the above is the correct answer here. Okay, everyone, yes, answer. Irfan, Ruchi, Hema, Navdeep, everyone is correct here. Yes, so the correct answer is all of the above. Why all of the above? Because if we talk about the GDP, if we talk about price indices, if we talk about unemployment rate, these all are concerned with the nation as a done. Good. So good. Everyone. Now, next question is what? See, who is considered as the father of modern economics? Okay, so who is considered as the founder of the field of modern economics? Lionel Robbins, Adam Smith, Amrita Sen, or Alfred Marshall? Everyone, please answer this question. Father of modern economics. Who is considered as the father of modern economics? Everyone, please answer this question. Yes. Okay, so everyone is correct here. Yes, Adam Smith is the correct answer. These are actually the one word question related to your basics of economics, right? So when we are talking about module B, module B is very conceptual module, right? So here you will get most of the questions from demand and supply and these type of micro and macroeconomics or the budget or the national income or the theories of interest. These are all the part of module B, right? Next question. Microeconomics is concerned with the behavior of microeconomics is concerned with the behavior of GDP, economy as a whole, individual entities, or none of the above. Microeconomics is concerned with the behavior of what? Everyone. Hema, Navdeep, Ruchi, everyone. Just have told you that micro and macro. The economics is broadly divided into microeconomics and macroeconomics. So when we are talking about the microeconomics, GDP is actually what? GDP is actually macroeconomics because it is dealing with nation as a whole. Economy as a whole, it is the definition of macroeconomics, right? Individual entities, it is microeconomics. See, all of you is correct. Microeconomics is individual entities. So the correct answer is C. Because microeconomics, when we are talking about microeconomics, it is dealing with individual entities or individual demand or individual supply or individual income, right? So these are the microeconomics topic. Done, everyone? Good. Next, else refers to what? Okay. So economics is basically what? Economics is the study of scarcity, you can say, or your needs and wants and your ends. So scarcity and ends. It is actually the study of what? It is actually the study of the scarcity or the limited resources and what you are, or what you have, the ends means what, your needs and wants. So when we are talking about economics means that when we are dividing or allocating our limited resources of an economy in such a way that it can fulfill our needs and wants. Okay, that wants word is actually replaced by the ends means in the end we want to satisfy our needs, and for the satisfaction of our needs we have to allocate the scarce resources. So scarcity and ends, it is the relationship between these two economics. And ends is what, ends is the wants, not the resources. So actually end is known as the wants. What basically is the main objective of economics? To satisfy your wants. Wants is the end, right? The scarcity of the resources, the relationship between the scarcity of the resources and ends is called as the economics, and ends is called as needs and wants. Clear? Done. So D is the correct answer. Okay. Yes, everyone. D is the correct answer. Everyone, at least just like the video. Whoever is watching this session, guys, please like the video. Okay. Next question. Laissez-faire economy is dash. Laissez-faire. The extreme case of market economy, the extreme case of command economy, the extreme case of mixed economy, or none of the above. Laissez-faire is actually what? Everyone, please answer this question. Laissez-faire is actually what? Laissez-faire. So laissez-faire, first of all, this word, it is actually a French word. Laissez-faire, it is actually a French word, and laissez-faire means non-interference. In English, it is known as non-interference. And when we are talking about this term, non-interference, it is used for those economies in which the government interference is very less or nil. Okay, all those economies where government interference is very less, or you can say nil. And that economy is called as capitalist economy. That economy is called as what? Capitalist economy. Okay, and when we are talking about the capitalist economy is actually the market economy. Okay, so laissez-faire is the extreme case of market economy, which is the capitalist economy. Okay, the extreme case of command economy, no, it is socialist economy. So laissez-faire is not associated with socialist economy. Socialist is also called as centrally planned economy. Okay, mixed economy like India, where there is no domination, neither the government nor the private sector is dominating the economy, both are together managing the economy, then it is known as mixed economy, right? So if we talk about the laissez-faire concept, it is related with the market economy. Non-interference is the meaning of the laissez-faire. Okay, it is used for capitalist economy. Remember all these words. Okay. No, not mixed economy. It is the market economy. A is the correct answer. Okay, everyone. So you must have to listen this carefully. Even if you are not answering it right, you have to listen it carefully, because I am just teaching you all the terms related to that. When the chapters come in the class, right? Or when you are just studying in your paid classes, so you can relate your mind with these questions. When laissez-faire economy, when I will be teaching about laissez-faire economy in the class, you can relate that, okay, this type of question can be asked from this particular paragraph, right? Okay, next question. A market economy is what? In which the individual and private firm make the major decisions about production and consumptions, right? In which the government makes all the important decisions about the production and distribution, both one and two, or neither one or nor two. Just now I have explained this. Just now I have explained this. Market economy is the one which is dash. I have explained it. Now you can all answer this question. Very easy. Okay, Harshal is saying A. Very good. Yes, so market economy means laissez-faire. Just now I have explained this, that it is used for the economy where the government interference is very less. When the government interference is very less, automatically individual and private sectors dominate the economy. So all those economy where individual and private firms, they are taking the major decisions about the production and consumption, that economy is called as the market economy, or you can also say as the capitalist economy, or the word laissez-faire is associated with these economy. Clear? Done? Done, everyone? Good, good, guys. Next question. See, next question is what? India is a capitalist economy, socialist economy, laissez-faire economy, or mixed economy? Everyone, you can all answer this question. India. India is a Navdeep, Hema, Irfan, Manas, and Harshal. Everyone, Indian economy is a, obviously our Indian economy is a mixed economy where there is no domination. No domination, I mean to say, there is no domination of either the private sector nor the government. The government makes rule, private sector follow the rule. When there is no domination, then it is known as mixed economy. So D is the correct answer. India is a mixed economy. Okay, next. Demand schedule is the dash. Okay. So what is demand schedule? It is the relationship between demand and quantity bought. It is the relationship between price and quantity bought. Is the relationship between income and demand, or none of the above. Demand schedule. I'm just giving you the hint, law of demand. In law of demand, we have the demand schedule from which we are deriving the demand curve. So law of demand basically explains you the relationship between what and what. Now answer this question. Law of demand actually give you the relationship between what and what. Yes, obviously. So if we talk about the correct answer, so the correct answer is price and quantity bought. Right. So when we are talking about law of demand, first of all, the law of demand is given by Alfred Marshall. Which economist has actually explained law of demand? Law of demand is explained by Alfred Marshall. It shows the relationship between price and quantity demanded. And what is the relationship? Inverse relationship means as the price rises, the quantity demand for that product decrease and vice versa. That is known as demand schedule, and that is known as law of demand. Clear? Done, everyone? Not income and demand. No, it is between price and quantity bought. Quantity bought, or you can say demand. Both can be correct. Okay? Done? Next, market demand curve obeys law of downward sloping demand, law of upward sloping demand, law of diminishing, or none of the above. Everyone, please answer this question. Very easy. Market demand curve obeys the market demand curve obeys what? So I am saying that when we are talking about the demand, demand means law of demand means they have inverse relationship between price and demand. They have inverse relationship between price and demand, right? So as price rises, quantity demand decreases and vice versa. That is the market demand, and the curve in law of demand is always downward sloping. Remember, law of demand curve always is a downward sloping demand curve because it represents the inverse relationship between price and demand, right? So market demand curve, it always follows the downward sloping demand. So A is the correct answer. A is the correct answer, right? No, law of diminishing is completely different. Okay. Law of diminishing is different. Here we are talking about downward sloping demand, right? Everyone, you guys, whoever is watching this session, kindly just like the video. Everyone, right? Okay, next. Shifts in the supply means. Now, this is a very, very important topic for all of you. Shifting and movements in the demand and supply curve. Now, shift in the supply means when the changes in factors other than goods own price affect the quantity supplied. When changes in goods own price affect the quantity supplied, both 1 in 2 or neither 1 nor 2. Okay, now see, when we are talking about these supply curve, so there is low. Everyone just please listen carefully. So there are two diagrams I am just explaining here. See this. So law of supply curve is always upward sloping, first of all. Law of supply curve is always upward sloping. Now, in a law of supply curve, first there is the rightward and leftward movements in the supply curve. So when supply curves actually shift rightward or move leftward, when it move rightward or when it move leftward, okay, then these movements, rightward and leftward movements, are because the if we talk about the movements are always because other factors are what? Other factors are affecting the supply. Okay. Whereas your price remain constant means price has no effect. Price have no effect, whereas the supply has the effect of different factors, like for example due to income supply changes, due to substitute product supply changes, technological changes, supply changes, right? Due to other factors, when the supply changes and the price remain constant, price is not moving neither up or not down, then there is a movement, or you can say shifting, either rightward shifting or leftward shifting, right? But when there is no movement in the demand curve either shift upwards, okay, or they shift downwards. Means here always remember when there is a shifting, okay, just a second. Shifting, the word is extension and contraction is used. Movements, just a second. Give me 1 minute, everyone. Just a second, everyone, you guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm just coming up. Just a second. Give me 1 minute. Because movement and shifting, these are the two words, right? Just I want to see that for movement and shift, right? Okay, done. So movements is used for what? Movements. Oh, okay, movement is this, shift is this. Okay, so movements actually used for this, and shift word is actually used for this, right? So this is true. I am also confused here, so always remember it clearly. First of all, if we talk about movement, in movement the supply is curve is not going either rightward or leftward, it is just moving either or down, okay? When the movement is concerned, means upward movement or downward movement, the supply curve is same, either the supply curve is moving up or down. It is only when the price has the effect over the supply and other factors remain constant. So when price is affecting the supply while other factors remain constant, so the supply curve either shift upward or move downwards, okay? But when there is a shifting, okay, so shifting these rightward shift or leftward shift, and rightward and leftward shift is always when price is constant. When price is constant and other factors is affecting the supply, okay? So this is called as shifting and this is called as movement. Movements when price has the effect over the supply. and shifting when other factors is affecting the supply while price remain constant. Okay, so always remember, movement is used for up and down, shifting is used for rightward and leftward shift. Okay, I actually confused myself. I was thinking that shifting is upward and downward, but no, movement word is used for upward and downward, shifting is used for rightward and leftward. Okay, and here the word shifts is used. So shift is used when other factors are affecting the supply and price remain constant. So A is the correct answer. So the changes in factors other than goods own price affecting the quantity supply, then there is either rightward shift in the supply curve or leftward shift in the supply curve, right? And when there is the changes in the goods own price means this, then the price or the supply either move upward or it move downward. Clear? Okay, done everyone. So in this I will be explaining in detail in the plate class, so don't worry for that. Okay, everyone, clear till now? Harshal, Hema, Navdeep, Manas, Sanjay, everyone. Okay, so shift is rightward and leftward, movements is up and down. Movements means price is affecting the supply, other factors is constant. Shifts means other factor is affecting the supply, price remain constant. Okay, done. Next question. See, equilibrium price is also known as what? Equilibrium price, market price, optimum price, market clearing price, or the real price? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. Equilibrium price, where demand is actually equal to supply. So when demand is equal to supply, when buyer is satisfied with the seller, or when law of demand is satisfied with the law of supply, or you can say when demand curve intersects the supply curve. Okay, so law of demand curve is downward sloping, this is law of demand, right? And law of supply curve is upward sloping, this is law of supply. When law of demand and law of supply curve intersect, there is a point which is known as the price equilibrium. This point is known as price equilibrium, where buyer is satisfied with the seller, where supply is also equal to demand, and this is also known as market clearing price. This is also known as what? Market clearing price, everyone. Okay, so C is the correct answer. Even if you are not answering the question, don't feel sad, because you are just taking the idea. When you are going through the paid classes or when you are reading your books and notes, you will find all in the notes. Okay, so don't worry that. Okay, everyone, done? Okay, next question. The downward sloping demand curve relates quantity demand to what? Now it is easy. Downward sloping demand curve relates quantity demand to supply, income, price, or demand. Now it is easy. Now you can all answer this question, everyone. Downward sloping demand curve. Demand curve means the relationship between quantity demand and everyone. I want answer. Yes, price. So it is the relationship between price and quantity demand. What is the relationship? Inverse relationship. And it is represented by a downward sloping demand curve. It is represented by a downward sloping demand curve. Clear? Everyone? Okay, next question. Forces behind the supply. Cost of production. What are the forces which are affecting the supply curve? Means what are the factors which are affecting the supply of the economy? Cost of production, technological advancement, government policies, or all of the above. So when I was talking about the movements and the shiftings. So in shifting, I said that the price will constant while other factors affect the supply. Now, what are the other factors which are affecting the supply? So, yes, there are different cost of production which are affecting the supply. There are different technological advancements which are affecting the supply. There are government policies which are affecting the supply. So, obviously, all of the above is the correct answer. Okay, so all of the above. When all other factors are affecting the supply, while price remain constant, means price has no effect over the supply, then the supply curve will either shift leftward or it shift uh, leftward or rightward. Okay, done, done, everyone. Good. Next, consumer price index measure prices at wholesale level, producer level, retail level, or consumer level. Very easy. So there are two ways, in fact, three ways for calculating inflation: wholesale price index, consumer price index, and GDP deflator. In wholesale price index, wholesale prices are used. Consumer price index, retail level are used. Whereas the GDP deflator, we are calculating inflation based on the GDP. So the correct answer for this question is C, retail level. C is the correct answer, right? Retail level is the correct answer. Done, everyone? Sorry. Okay, next question. Money supply refers to what? Now, money supply. What is money supply? The amount of money in the bank, the amount of money with the people, the amount of money in circulation of an economy, or none of the above. Money supply refers to what? Everyone. Money supply. What is money supply? Money supply, also known as liquidity. Money supply, also known as what? Liquidity. And money supply means whatever the amount of money which is present or circulated in the economy. It is the amount of money which is actually in circulation in economy. That is known as money supply. So C is the correct answer. Yes, C is the correct answer. Right, everyone. Ruchi, Navdeep, Sanjay, Irfan, Manas, Hema, Harshad, everyone. Right? So C is the correct answer. Next question. Price index used in India to calculate inflation for policy formulation is. So what which from which method India is calculating inflation? Consumer price index, GDP deflator, wholesale price index, or the retail price index. So the correct answer is, for policy formulation, which of the following price index is used in India? For policy formulation. So there are two things. There are two things you have to remember this. First, for general use, for general references, okay, what we are seeing in the newspaper, what we are seeing in everyday's news channel, that India's inflation is this, India's inflation is this, that was CPI, consumer price index. That was CPI. But when we are talking about policy formulation, the price index which is used to calculate the policy formulation, it is the wholesale price index, WPI. So for policy formulation, it is wholesale price index. But for general use, or the main method for which the calculation of inflation is done in India, it was CPI, consumer price index. Okay, so these are the two things. Done, everyone? Everyone, guys, done? At least everyone, just please like the video. Whoever is watching this video, please like the video. Done. Next, which of the following statements is true about inflation? Which of the following statement is true about inflation? First, rise in the general price level or leads to the fall in purchasing power, both A and B, or neither A nor B, or none of the above. Okay, so which statement is true about inflation? Everyone, please answer this question. Which statement is true about inflation? So inflation is what? First of all, the general rise in the prices of goods. which leads to the fall in purchasing power, because obviously when your prices of the product rises in the economy, your purchasing power will actually falls, and that's why that is known as inflation. So both the statements are correct, so C is the correct answer. So it is the rise in the general price level plus fall in the purchasing power. So C is the correct answer, everyone. Both A and B is the correct answer. Done. Good. Next, demand deposits are paid on demand, not paid on demand, relatively less liquid than cash and demand deposit on both A and B. Very easy question. Demand deposits, everyone. So this you have already learned in PPP also. This we have learned in PPP also, right? So demand deposits are paid on demand, not paid on demand, relatively less liquid than cash and demand deposits on both A and B. Obviously, demand deposits are paid on demand. Okay, nothing complicated here. Yes, so A is the correct answer. Next question. Time deposits. Now, the same options, but you have to answer time deposits. The same options, you have to answer the time deposits. Everyone. Time deposits. Okay. So, time deposits. Huh. First of all, time deposits are not paid on demand. Okay. First of all, no. It is not paid on demand. Yes, it can be the answer. Relatively less liquid than cash and demand deposit. It is also correct. So both B and C is the correct answer. Obviously, when time deposits are concerned, like FDs are less liquid than your saving deposit, because in saving deposit you can withdraw cash whenever you want. But in time deposit, you have certain maturity time period. So it is obviously less liquid than cash and demand deposit, plus it is not paid on demand. So B and C both are the correct answer. So D is the correct answer here. So D is the correct answer here. Done, everyone? Okay, next question. Pick the odd one out. Pick the odd one out. Rent, wages, interest, or money. Odd one out. Pick the odd one out, everyone. Odd one out. So you just use your mind and answer this question. Rent, wages, interest, and money. Odd one out. Sanjay is right, Karthik is right, Irfan is right, everyone is right. Very good. See, rent and wages and interest, these are all the form of earnings. Okay. Rent is a form of earning, wages is a form of earning, interest is a form of earning, money is simply cash. Okay, and that's why D is odd one out here. So D is the correct answer. Done. D is the correct answer. Yes, D is the correct answer. Okay. Next question. According to GM Keynes, rate of interest and bond price are related inversely, parallel, directly, or horizontal. Very easy. You must have remembered the bonds theorem. If you haven't remembered that bonds theorem, no issues. But this is a very important chapter plus a very important question for all of you. The rate of interest and bonds price are always, yes, Irfan, it is just a starter. You will get a mixture of both easy plus tough questions in the examination. So this particular session is dedicated to Macmillan books question only, and that's why you will find these questions easy, right? Because it is completely Macmillan. I haven't framed any questions for you. Okay, but when we are talking about the exams has a mixture of both, right? So when we I'm going to take another marathon of module B, then I will be framing questions and setting question for you all according to the level which is asked in the examination. Okay. Yes, so inversely proportional. Ruchi, why you are saying parallel and directly? Why? Inversely related. Rate of interest and bond price are always inversely proportional to each other. So as the market interest rate increases, bond price will decrease and vice versa. As the market interest rate increase, bond price will decrease and vice versa. Okay, inversely related. Clear? Done, everyone? Good. Now, next question. IS curve is derived from classical theory. There is Keynesian liquidity preference theory of interest, law of diminishing marginal utility, or law of EV marginal utility. IS curve, investment saving curve, is actually derived from which theory? Investment saving curve. Investment saving, IS curve. So IS curve is actually derived from the classical theory. Now this is the theories of interest chapter. Now we, in this chapter, in the paid class, we are going to discuss everything in detail. What is the classical theory, what is the Keynesian theory, what is the law of diminishing marginal utility, what is equi marginal utility, everything, right? Because these concepts are very lengthy, and that's why I'm not explaining this concept in today's MCQ session. Okay, so A is the correct answer here. Okay, classical theory. Next question. Keynes explained interest in terms of purely real force, monetary force, economic force, or social force. Everyone. Keynes explained interest purely in the form of. Everyone, please answer this question. Keynes explain interest purely in the form of. No, it is purely in the form of monetary forces. Again, theory of interest chapter, I'm not just touching this chapter in this particular MCQ session. Why? Because I know there are lot of things to explain in this chapter. So MCQ will not do justice to the depth of this chapter, and that's why I'm not touching this chapter. I'm not explaining the theories of interest right now, because you will get confused, hell confused here, right? And that's why I'm not explaining anything here, especially in the chapter of theories of interest, right? So just skip this, because you will get a complete 2 hour session for this theories of interest in the paid class. Why? Because this is very complicated plus very important chapter for all of you. Okay. Next, business cycle is also known as, now easy. Business cycle is also known as entrepreneur cycle, economic cycle, vicious cycle, or circle, or none of the above. Business cycle is also known as what? Everyone, please answer this question. Business cycle is also known as what? Everyone, please answer this question. Business cycle. Yes, business cycle is also known as what? Economic cycle. Economic cycle means the regular up and downs of the economy, right? So business cycle is also known as economic cycle. B is the correct answer, right? Next question. Again, pick the odd one out. Boom, slowdown, depression, or recovery. Boom, slow down, depression, or recovery. Everyone, please answer this question. Odd one out. Boom, slow down, depression, recovery. Odd one out here. Odd one out. So, odd one out. See, recovery, depression, and move. These are actually the business cycle, or you can say these are actually the economical conditions. We have depression, we have inflation, we have recession, we have recovery, we have boom. Slowdown is not any of the name of economic cycle, and that's why B is the correct answer here. Okay, odd one out. Why slowdown? Because slowdown is not defined, or it's not a definition for any of the situation of the economy. We have boom phases, we have depression phase, we have recovery phase, we have recession phase, we have inflation phase, but no slowdown. Slowdown is not a phase. Okay, so that's why B is the correct answer. Okay, next question. Underemployment of both men and material is a characteristic of which phase? Underemployment of both men and material is a characteristic of which phase? Depression, recovery, boom, or recession? Everyone, please answer this question. So these are all the phases named: depression, recovery, boom, or recession. Underemployment of both men and material. What is underemployment? Means getting less than what you deserve. Like example, a software engineer is doing a role of HR because the economy is not capable of giving you the enough job opportunities, so you have to settle less for what you actually deserve, right? That is the underemployment. And when we are talking about depression, the main characteristic of the depression phase of the economy is there is a underemployment of both men and material. So depression is the correct answer. A is the correct answer. Okay, everyone. Depression is the correct answer. So underemployment of both men and material is a characteristic of which phase? So it is a characteristic of the depression. So the correct answer is what? The correct answer is depression. Everyone. Right? Okay. Next question is what? Bank rate is also referred to as what? Bank rate is also referred to as what? Discount rate, subside rate, marginal rate, or none of the above. Bank rate is also called as what? Everyone, please answer this question. Bank rate is also called as what? Everyone, please answer this question. Bank rate. So, bank rate is also called as what? Everyone. Yes, bank rate is also called as discount rate. Bank rate is also called as discount rate. No, not subside rate, not marginal rate. Bank rate is also called as what? Discount rate, right? Bank rate is the rate in which the commercial Reserve Bank of India is giving long-term loan to the commercial banks, right? So that is known as bank rate. And bank rate is also called as the discount rate. So the correct answer is A. Okay, everyone? Done? Next question. FRBM enacted or FRBM Act enacted as law in which year? 2001, 4, 3 or 2? Everyone please answer this question. FRBM is Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management Act. Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management Act has been enacted in which year? 2001, 4, 3 or 2? So the correct answer for this is, everyone please answer this question. Hema, Ruchi, Harshal, Kavita, Manas and everyone. Please answer this question, right? Everyone. FRBM Act actually enacted as law in year 2004. 2004 is the correct answer. Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management Act passed in year 2004. So the correct answer is 2004. So the correct answer is what? 2004. Everyone. Right? Okay. So next question is what? See the next question. FRBM Act, expand the FRBM Act. So this answer I have already given you. Please answer this question, everyone. FRBM Act. FRBM Act. So the full form is what? Everyone. So, so the correct answer is what? Obviously, the Fiscal Responsibilities and Budget Management Act that I have already told you. D is the correct answer, right? Okay, next. Personal consumption expenditure of household divided into durable goods, non-durable goods, services, or all of the above. Personal consumption expenditure of household is actually divided into which category? So we are using durable goods, we are using non-durable goods, we are using services, or all of the above. So personal consumption, if I am talking about my consumption, I am using durable, non-durable, services, yeah, all of the above. You can all answer this question very easy. Everyone, and please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone, please like the video, guys, please. Yes, so if we talk about the personal consumption expenditure of household, it is actually Durable, non-durable service, everything. So all of the above is the correct answer. D is the correct answer, everyone. Yes, D is the correct answer. Next question. Factors of productions are land, labor, capital, asset, machinery, money, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, or none of the above. Factors of productions are, everyone please answer this question. Factors of production are, factors of production are, yes, it is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur, not A. It is C, land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. C is the correct answer. True. Next question. Market price is dash price for which a goods or services is offered in the marketplace. Market price is a nominal price, economic price, marginal price, or deficit price. You can all answer this question. Everyone. You can all answer this question. Market price is the what? Market price is the economical price, okay, at which a good is offered in the marketplace. So B is the correct answer. Market price is the price at which a product is sold in the market, right? Very easy. Next question. Which article actually replaces the word budget with the annual financial statement? So officially we are using the word annual financial statement. Which article has actually replaced the word budget with the what with the annual financial statement? Everyone please answer this question. So it is the nominal price. I am confused with this and this, right? But it is the economical price. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just checking this. Everyone, just please, I'm checking this. I think it is an economical price. Nominal price is also can be the answer. So here I'm actually confused, right? So just leave this question. I will give you the answer in the next class. Don't worry. Okay. Next, this which article the budget word is actually replaced by annual financial statement? Yes. So it is according to Article 112, the budget word is replaced with the annual financial statement, right? And the last question is, which of the following does not come under the revenue expenditure? Everyone, revenue expenditure. So first of all, what is the definition of revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditures are those expenditure which neither reduces the financial liability of the government nor it increases any asset. Means any those expenditure in which there is no asset gain for the government, neither there is decrease in any financial liability, then it is called as the revenue expenditure. So which of the following comes under the revenue expenditure? Doesn't comes under the revenue expenditure? Subsidies, interest payment, pension, or none of the above? So first of all, subsidies. Subsidies is neither decreasing financial liability nor increasing the asset. It is the revenue expenditure. Interest payment, neither decreasing financial liability nor increasing the asset. Why? Because interest, when you are paying interest, it is not reducing your liability. Liability is actually the principal amount, so it is also a revenue expenditure. Pension is also a revenue expenditure, so none of the above is the correct answer here. D is the correct answer here. Done. Audible and visible to each and everyone? Yes, okay. So today we are going to discuss this Macmillan Module C. Okay, so all questions of Macmillan book Module C of IE IFS that we are going to cover in today's session. So everyone just please like and share the video. Everyone, at least whoever is watching this video, just please like and share the video, right? So let's start discussing this topic. The very first question is, which of the following is not a part of? Which of the following is not a part of informal financial system? So the financial system can be formal, financial system can be informal. So which of the following is not a part of informal financial system? Money lender, relatives, mutual fund, or Mahajan? Very easy, very basic. So the correct answer is, hi Kritik, hello. So Kritik has said C. Chandan, C. And everyone else, which of the following is not a part of informal financial system? Everyone, please answer this question. So the correct answer for this question is what? Okay. So yes, see, informal financial system like money lenders, like your relatives, your friends, right? So they are the informal financial system. Mutual fund actually is a formal financial system. Mutual fund is a formal financial system, and that's why C is the correct answer, because mutual fund is not a part of informal financial system. Clear? Done. Next question. See, which of the following is not a part of formal financial system? Not a part of formal financial system. Association, NBFCs, banks, or insurance company? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, guys, please answer this question. Yes. Okay. So, not a part of formal financial system. NBFCs, non-banking financial companies, banks, insurance companies, these are all the part of the formal financial system. Yes, these are part of formal financial system. But when we talk about associations, association is not a part of the formal financial system. So A is the correct answer. A is the correct answer here. Okay, done. Next question. Which of the following is or are a part of financial system? So I'm telling you which of the following system is and are the part of financial system: financial market, financial institution, financial instrument, or all of the above. Everyone, please answer this question. Which of the following is a part of the financial system? Everyone, please answer this question, guys. Which of the following is or are a part of the financial system? Everyone. Okay, so is and are a part of financial system. We have financial market, yes, capital market, money market, insurance market. These are all the part of the financial system. Financial institution, yes, they are the part of financial system. Financial instrument, yes, they are the part of financial system. So yes, D is the correct answer. All of the above is the correct answer, Hema. Okay. Okay, Hema, Gavita, Chandan, everyone, at least everyone, guys, please like and share the video. Please at least like the video, everyone. Okay. Next question. Which was the first bank to be established in India? The very first bank which was established in India. Bank of India, Bank of Hindustan, State Bank of India, or the Punjab National Bank? So the correct answer for this question is, everyone, please answer this question. The very first Bank of India. Everyone. The very first Bank of India. So the correct answer for this question is what? Which was the very first Bank of India? So if we talk about the very first Bank of India, the very first Bank of India, it was actually the Bank of Hindustan. It was actually the European bank which was actually established by Alexander and Maser Company, right? So it was not the Indian bank, it was the European bank. but it was the very first bank to be established in India. It was the Bank of Hindustan, so B is the correct answer. Okay. Now next, in which phase of development of the financial system was focus laid on the development of development financial institution? So DFI's development financial institution are those specialized financial institution which provide long-term financing to what? For long-term financing to the infrastructure sector, that is known as development financial institution. So in which phase of the financial system development financial systems has been focused or started? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or phase 4 of the financial system? So the correct answer for this question is, everyone, in which phase of the financial in system was focus laid on setting up the development financial institution? So the correct answer is phase 2. When we are talking about the development financial institution, a specialized financial institution for the infrastructure development in India. So phase 2 was the phase of the financial system in which the development financial institution has been set up. So B is the correct answer. Okay. Next question. In terms of which section of Banking Regulation Act is the business of banking defined? So banking is defined under which section of Banking Regulation Act 1949? So what is banking? Banking is a process of accepting money. What is banking? So banking is a process of accepting money for purpose of lending and investment in the market. So which section, under which section of Banking Regulation Act is the business for banking is defined? So the correct answer is A, section 5. To be precise, section 5B of Banking Regulation Act 1949 defines banking as a process of accepting money for the purpose of lending in the market. So A is the correct answer here. Okay. A is the correct answer here. Done. Next question. In which year Reserve Bank of India has been established? Reserve Bank of India was established in which year? 1947, 1925, 1935, or 1955? Very easy. Reserve Bank of India has been established in which year? Everyone please answer this question. Reserve Bank of India has been established in which year? Everyone please answer this question. In which year Reserve Bank of India has been established? So if we talk about Reserve Bank of India, Reserve Bank of India was actually established according to Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. Act passed in 1934, but Reserve Bank of India established in 1st April 1935. And Reserve Bank of India nationalized in 1949. Okay. It was the Hilton Young Commission, or you can say the Royal Commission on Currency. That commission has actually recommended the establishment of Reserve Bank of India, right? So the correct answer here is C, 1935. Clear? 1935 is the correct answer. Done? Good. Next question. What is the minimum capital requirement for setting up a universal bank? What is a minimum capital requirement for setting up a universal bank? Everyone. Minimum capital requirement for setting up a universal bank. See, what is universal bank? Universal bank are those banks which are not specialized in a particular function, like development financial institution, like payment banks. These are specialized in a particular purpose, right? But if we talk about universal banks are those banks which provide every possible financial services to their customer. They are not specialized in any one thing. They provide all type of financial services to the customer. That is known as universal bank. And if we talk about the universal bank, the minimum capital requirement to establish a universal bank is rupees 500 crores. So C here is the correct answer, right? C is the correct answer. Done. Next question. What is the minimum capital that is required for setting up a small finance bank? So small finance bank, it is a type of specialized bank. Now you have to answer what is the minimum capital requirement for setting up a small finance bank. So for setting up a universal bank, 500 crore minimum capital is required. But for setting up a small finance bank, it was B. 200 crore initial investment is required or minimum investment is required. Okay. Earlier, this was 100 crore. Earlier, it was 100 crore, which is the minimum capital required for setting up a small finance bank. But now it is 200 crore, which is required for setting up a small finance bank. So, second means B is the correct answer. Okay, it was earlier and it was now. Done. Clear? Next question. What is the maximum balance that a payment bank can maintain in each account? Maximum balance that a payment bank can accept as a deposit from their customer. Payment banks, so which are specialized in giving payment services to their customer. So what is the maximum balance that is required by a payment bank in each account? 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, or there's no limit, everyone. So a maximum balance that a payment bank can accept from their customer is rupees 2 lakh, right? Is rupees 2 lakh, right? So payment bank, because these are specialized bank, and what type of specialized activity? Payment services. These are the bank which are specialized in giving payment services, right? And they are allowed to accept rupees 2 lakh as a deposit from the customer. So B is the correct answer. Okay, done. Next. Google Pay is a fintech company, techfin company, payment gateway, or a neobank. Everyone, please answer this question. Google Pay. Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. Google Pay is a what? Google Pay is a. Please answer this question, everyone. Very easy question. Please answer this, everyone. Everyone. Yes, Google Pay, you can say it is a payment gateway. Google Pay is what? It is a payment gateway, right? It can be considered as a techfin company also, but Google Pay is a payment gateway. Okay, so new banks are those banks. Yes, new banks are those banks which are actually have no physical branch. These banks doesn't operate physically. They have no physical branch, they just operate online, digitally. That is known as neobank. Okay. So Google Pay is a payment gateway, right? Next question. In which year Reserve Bank of India commenced its business? 1927, 1935, 1942, 1947. Very easy. Reserve Bank of India commences its business in which year? Everyone, please answer this question. Very easy. You can all answer this question, guys. Answer this question, everyone. Reserve Bank of India commenced its business in which year? Reserve Bank of India commenced its business, its working in which year? By 1942, Shirish. Reserve Bank of India established in 1935. So from 1935 to 1942, what Reserve Bank of India was doing? So Reserve Bank of India commenced its business on 1st April 1935 in accordance with Act 1934, right? So Reserve Bank of India commenced its business in year 1935. The year it has been established, 1935. So the correct answer for this question is B, right? Next. In which year Reserve Bank of India was converted into a public entity? So Reserve Bank of India was actually established as a private sector bank with a extended function of regulating all other banks in India. It was a private sector bank, but it was a regulator of all other banks also. But in which year Reserve Bank of India was actually converted into a public entity? 1935, 42, 47 or 1948? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question, guys. In which year Reserve Bank of India was actually converted into a public entity? So Reserve Bank of India uh, converted into a public entity from 1st of January 1949, which is the date of nationalization of Reserve Bank of India. Nationalization means same when a private sector bank goes to a public sector bank. It means that when Government of India took a control over a private sector bank and convert them into a public sector bank, then it is nationalization. 1st January 1949, RBI has been nationalized. Decision was taken in 1948. So the answer is 1948. Okay. So 1948, it was converted into a public entity and start commencing business as a public sector company on 1st January 1949. So D is the correct answer. Done, everyone? Okay. Next, the Central Board of Directors of RBI is required to meet at least dash time in a year. Central Board of Directors of RBI required to meet at least how many times in a year? Please answer this question, everyone. Please answer this question. The Central Board of Directors of RBI is required to meet at least how many times in a year? Board of Directors is required to meet at least how many times in a year? 6 is the correct answer. They are required to meet at least 6 times in a year. Monetary Policy Committee Board, they are required to meet at least 4 times in a year. Monetary policies are formulated at least 6 times in a year. But Central Board of Directors of RBI, they have to make a meeting at least 6 times in a year. So B is the correct answer. Okay. B is the correct answer. Done. Next question. Under which act of RBI or under which act is Reserve Bank of India is also called as the bankers to the government? So RBI is also working as a banker to the government. This is actually announced in which act? RBI Act, Banking Regulation Act, Negotiable Instrument Act or Public Debt Act? Everyone, please answer this question. In which or under which act Reserve Bank of India is empowered to be called as the what? Bankers to the government? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, guys. And please at least like the video. Whoever is watching this video, it's a request that please write like the video at least, right? So the correct answer for this is A. Reserve Bank of India Act. Reserve Bank of India Act has been passed in 1934 and according to this act, Reserve Bank of India is empowered to be a banker for the government. So A is the correct answer. Done. Next. When the Banking Regulation Act 1949 was made applicable to the cooperative bank? Banking Regulation Act is made or was made applicable to the cooperative bank in which time period or when? So the correct answer for this is Banking Regulation Act 1949 is applicable to the cooperative banks in which time period? So the correct answer is no. The correct answer is C. From 1st March 1966, Banking Regulation Act 1949 was applicable to the cooperative bank. So C is the correct answer. Now you are noticing that every question here is a factual question, right? Year, the first bank, which section, because module C in IE IFS is completely fact-based module. You will find very less concept in module C, and that's why in module C you will get these type of questions in the examination related to year, related to facts. Okay, so you have to focus more and more and more on facts in module C. So when the Banking Regulation Act 1949 was made applicable to the cooperative bank, it is on 1st March 1966. Clear? Done. Next question. Which was the first development financial institution which has been set up in India? It was IDBI, it was SIDBI, it was ICICI, or it was IFCI. Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. The very first development financial institution, the very first development financial institution, IDPI, Industrial Development Bank of India, SIDBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India, ICICI, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India, IFCI, Industrial Finance Corporation of India. So D is the correct answer. So the very first development financial institution which was established, it was IFCI, and the same question asked in your previous exam cycle. This was the same question which has been asked in the previous exam cycle. Okay, now next, with the onset of the liberalization, what structure was adopted by development financial institution? So when LPG policy has been introduced, liberalization, privatization, globalization, especially with the liberalization, DFIs, Development Financial Institution, has been converted into what structure? Commercial banks, universal banks, mortgage bank, or collateralized bank? So the correct answer for this question is everyone. So the correct answer for this question is with the onset of liberalization, what structure was adopted by the development financial institution? Yes, it was the universal bank concept. So all the DFIs were converted into the universal bank. Okay, done. Clear? So ICICI, it was the first universal bank. The DFI which has been converted into the universal bank was ICICI, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. Right? Next, which of the following comes under the category of investing institution? Investing institution. LIC, ICICI, Exim Bank, or NABARD. Investing institution. In which of the following is the investing institution? You can all answer this question. Which of the following would come under the category of the investing institution? Everyone. Yes, investing institution is LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India. This was LIC actually introduced different financial instrument for investing, right? ICICI, Exim Bank, and NABARD, these are specialized bank working in their own field, but LIC, it is also acting as an investing institution. So A is the correct answer here. Okay, done. Next, how much initial capital was required in IFCI, in Industrial Finance Corporation of India? Initial capital, everyone, please answer this question. How much initial capital required in the Industrial Finance Corporation of India? Initial capital required. Everyone, initial capital in the Industrial Finance Corporation of India was rupees 10 crore. A is the correct answer. Yes, it was 10 crore. Kritik and Hema correct. So 10 crore was the initial capital which has been required in Industrial Finance Corporation of India. Next, which of the following DFI, Development Financial Institution, had a counseling role for NRI for investments in India? So if there is any NRI and they want to invest in India. So for them, the counseling role has been played by which development financial institution? IFCI, IDBI, ICICI or Exim Bank. So the correct answer for this question is, it is important question everyone guys. So you have to answer it correctly. Yes. So the correct answer for this is what? The correct answer is ICICI, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India. They actually play a role of counseling NRI, okay, for their investments in India. So C is the correct answer, everyone, right? Next question. Next question is, the Grameen Bank model was developed in which country? Grameen Bank model. It was developed by Professor Muhammad Yunus. Okay, so name I have already told you. Grameen Bank model. It was introduced by Professor Muhammad Yunus. In which country? India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, or Bangladesh? India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, or Bangladesh. Everyone who is watching this video, at least just please like the video, guys. Yes, so Bangladesh is the correct answer. Done. Next, which of the following type of MFIs, microfinance institution, are regulated by Reserve Bank of India? Which of the following Which of the following MFIs are actually regulated by Reserve Bank of India? Everyone. Reserve Bank of India. Which of the following NBFC or sorry microfinance institution is actually regulated by Reserve Bank of India? So the correct answer is. So the correct answer is what? Yes, it is NBFC. Microfinance institution is the only MFI, which has been regulated by Reserve Bank of India. So the correct answer here is C. C is the correct answer. Done. Non-banking finance companies, microfinance institution. Next, in which type of financing of self-help group does an NGO act as a financial intermediary? In which type of financing of self-help group does an NGO, non-governmental organization, act as a financial intermediary? Model 1, Model 2nd, Model 3rd, and Model 4. So these models are very important. Again, a very important question in the topic of these self-help group and NGOs and NBFCs. I am going to tell you this model 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now here you just have to answer in which type of self-help group does NGO is acting as a financial intermediary. So the correct answer is model 3rd. Model 3rd is the correct answer. Done. Third, yes, model 3rd is the correct answer. Good. Next question. Which of the following figures in the Fair Practice Code developed by RBI for NBFCs MFI? So, non-banking financial company, microfinance institution, these are regulated by Reserve Bank of India, as you all know. Which of the following figures is a Fair Practice Code developed by RBI for NBFC MFI? There should be a board approved loan application format. No security deposit should be taken from the borrower. A borrower should not be the member of more than one self-help group or all of the above. So very easy question. So the correct answer is Fair Practice Code developed by Reserve Bank of India. Yes, there should be a board approved loan application format. No security deposit can be taken from the borrower. And third, a borrower should not belong to more than one self-help group. So all of the above is the correct answer. D is the correct answer here. Done. Next question. A loan company is a NBFC as per which type of classification? Loan company. So liability based, activity based, and size based. Everyone, please answer this question. Loan company. Everyone. Loan company. Okay. So loan company If it is a liability base include NBFC D and NBFC ND, means NBFC deposit taking and NBFC non-deposit taking. There are different activity based NBFCs like loan company. Loan company is a activity based non-banking financial company. Size based means classification done according to the size. Systematically important, a non-banking financially companies, right? So it is the classification of size based. When we are talking about the loan company, it is activity based classification. Clear? So B is the correct answer. Done. Next question. Which of the following can be considered as a part of owned funds from an NBFCs? So owned fund includes what? Equity share, compulsory convertible preference share, balance in the share premium, or all of the above. Everyone, please answer this question, guys. Everyone, you have to answer this question. Owned fund. So equity, convertible, compulsory preference share, and balance in the share premium. All of the above is the correct answer. These are all considered as a part of owned fund from an NBFC. So owned fund has a definition, proper formula, which we are going to discuss in the paid class, everyone. Okay. Next question. What is the maximum period for which a non-banking financial company deposit taking can accept the deposit? So if we are talking about NBFC D, it is actually a liability based classification. It is actually what? Liability based classification. What is the maximum period for which there is a non-banking financial company deposit taking that accept the deposit? 12 month, 36, 60, or 120 month? Yes, so it is C. 60 months is the correct answer. Done. 60 month is the correct answer. Okay, so it is the maximum period for which a non-banking financial company deposit taking can accept a deposit from the public, right? 60 months. Next question. When was the chapter 3rd B added to Reserve Bank of India Act 1934? Chapter 3rd B added in which year? Chapter 3rd B added in which year? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, everyone, please answer this question. Chapter 3rd B added to Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 was actually in year 1997. So C is the correct answer. Yes, C is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following is actually a regulator of housing finance company? RBI, SEBI, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or National Housing Bank? Which of the following is a regulator of housing finance companies? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. Okay, so which of the following is a regulator of housing finance companies? Housing finance companies are actually regulated by National Housing Bank, NHB. NHB is what? National Housing Bank. So the correct answer is D. Okay. Yes. Next question. The very first company to be established in India was dash. The first insurance company, LIC of India, Oriental Life Insurance, Bombay Mutual, or National Insurance Company. Everyone, please answer this question. The very first insurance company to be established in India was. The very first insurance company. Yes, it was the Oriental Life Insurance Company, which was established first in India. So, the very first insurance company which was established in India was Oriental Life Insurance. So, B is the correct answer. Next question. What is the extent of FDI which is presently permitted in the insurance sector? So, insurance sector has an update in this year budget 2025. So earlier, if we talk about this question, the correct answer is 74%, right? So FDIs is presently permitted up to 74% in the insurance sector. But now in the budget 2025, it is now 100%. The limit is increased to the 100%. Okay. But you have to answer this. If the question is asked, you don't have to answer D, you have to answer C. Okay. But you must know this, that in this year budget 2025, the insurance in the insurance sector, FDIs has been increased to 100%. Clear? Done. Next question. The percentage of insurance premium received to GDP is known as insurance premium to GDP is called as what? Insurance premium to GDP is called as what? Everyone. Insurance premium to GDP is called as insurance penetration. Insurance penetration is the insurance premium received to GDP. So A is the correct answer. Yes, Shirish. Yes, Chandan. Yes, Sanjay. A is the correct answer. Clear? Done. So the percentage of insurance premium to GDP is actually the penetration, insurance penetration. Now, the ratio of the insurance premium to population is called as what? Insurance premium to population is called as what? Everyone, please answer this question. So, the ratio of insurance premium to population is called as density. Insurance premium to GDP is called as penetration. Done? Clear? Next question. In which year Reserve Bank of India has been nationalized? In which year Reserve Bank of India has been nationalized? Everyone, please answer this question. RBI has been nationalized in which year? RBI has been nationalized in which year? This is very easy. Yes, 1955 it was SBI which has been nationalized. If we talk about Reserve Bank of India, Reserve Bank of India was nationalized in 1949. So the correct answer is B. B is the correct answer, everyone. Okay. Done. Next question. How many times at minimum does the Monetary Policy Committee meets in a year? How many times at the minimum does the Monetary Policy Committee meets in a year? 4, 10, 6 or 12. Monetary Policy Committee meeting in a year is done how many times? Very easy. No, meeting is done 4 times in a year. Monetary policy made is or regulation of the monetary policies is done at least 6 times in a year. So these are two things. Monetary policies committee actually regulate monetary policies according to the liquidity at least 6 months means in a bi-monthly basis, right? But if we talk about the Monetary Policy Committee meeting in a year, it is 4%, or it is 4. At least 4 times the MPC committee should meet in a year. A is the correct answer. Okay. Done. How many full-time members are there in the SEBI board, Securities and Exchange Board of India? The full-time members, everyone. The full-time member. Everyone, please answer this question. How many full-time members are there on the SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India? Full-time members are three. Why you are saying four? No, three is the correct answer. So, Securities and Exchange Board of India is called as the regulator of the capital market. It is also called as the regulator of mutual funds, right? So, if we talk about the SEBI, SEBI has three full-time members in the board. So, A is the correct answer here. Okay. Next question. Under the recommendation of which committee was IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, has been established? Malhotra Committee, Tandon Narsimha Committee, or Ghosh Committee? Under the recommendation of which committee was IRDA, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, has been established? Everyone. Under the recommendation of which committee was IRDA, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, has been established? Yes, it was the Malhotra Committee's recommendation which actually set up the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, right? Malhotra Committee. Yes, Irfan. Yes, Shirish. Yes, Ruchi. Yes, Chandan. Yes, Krishna. It is A, which is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following is not a sector included in infrastructure? Which of the following is not a sector which is included in infrastructure? Textile mills, waterways, and canal networks. Not a sector in infrastructure. Which of the following is not included under the sectors which are included in infrastructure? Yes, so the correct answer is A, textile mill. Yes, of course, textile mill is the correct answer. Done. Next question. Which of the following are the characteristic of infrastructure financing? So when any development financial institution or a normal bank is providing financing to infrastructure, what are the characteristics? They requires the larger amount. They require longer maturity. There are fixed but low real rate of returns, or all of the above. What are the characteristics of infrastructure financing? What are the characteristics of infrastructure financing? Everyone. What are the characteristic of infrastructure financing? So if we talk about the characteristic of infrastructure financing, larger amount, longer maturity is fixed, and low real rate of return. Yes, so D is the correct answer. All of the above is the correct answer. D, all of the above, right? Next, what is the authorized share capital, or sorry, authorized capital of NAPFID? NAPFID, National Bank for Financing Infrastructure Development. NAPFID, authorized capital of NAPFID. Everyone, what is the authorized capital of NAPFID? Authorized capital of NAPFID. Everyone. Yes, so the authorized capital of NAPFID is 1 lakh crore. 1 lakh crore means D is the correct answer, right? And the last question is smart lending for aspiring India is one of the theme of which edition of ease? Ease. Okay, so enhanced access service excellence. Ease is a program which is actually started to boost the customer experience, to enhance the customer experience in the banking environment. There is ease which has been established, right? So which version of ease is actually focusing, or the theme is smart lending for aspiring India? C, ease 3.0 version. So C is the correct answer, right? Okay, so let's start discussing. So today we are going to discuss IEFS module D. We have discussed Macmillan A, B and C multiple choice questions, right? Now in this class, I'm going to discuss module D Macmillan of IEFS. So let's start discussing this. The very first question is, which of the following is not a segment of a financial market? Have four option: agriculture commodities market, credit market, money market, or insurance market. So everyone please answer this question. Which of the following is not a segment of the what? It is not a segment of a financial market. Everyone please answer this question. So the correct answer is, everyone, not a segment of financial market. Everyone. So, which of the following is not a segment of the financial market? So, the correct answer for this question is A, that is agriculture commodities market. Agriculture commodities market is not a segment of financial market. Credit market, money market, insurance market. These are all considered as the segment of the financial market. So A is the correct answer for this question. Usha, you are right. Next question. Certificate of deposits are instrument in which of the following market? Certificate of deposit, money market, credit market, debt market, or derivative market. So the correct answer for this question is everyone. Certificate of deposit are instrument in which of the following market? So if we talk about certificate of deposit, yes, because it is a short-term instrument. So these have maturity period of less than 1 year. When they have maturity period of less than 1 year, then these are the part of the money market. So A is the correct answer. Next question. State development loan are the instrument of which of the following market? SDL, state development loans. We have money market, we have credit market, we have debit market or debt market, or we have derivative market. So state development loan are instrument in which of the following market? Everyone please answer this question. State development loans are actually instrument in which of the following market? Money market, credit market, debt market, or derivative market. So the correct answer is okay. So state development loan, these are actually a part of debt market. So C is the correct answer. C, Krishna, C is the correct answer. Which of the following are the functions of the financial market? Capital formation, liquidity, price determination, or all of the above. So financial market includes everything. Capital, money, insurance, debt, derivative, every market, right? So you have to answer which of the following are the functions of the financial market. It is capital market, it is liquidity, it is price determination, or it is all of the above. Rigved, Usha, Chandan, Krishna, Ashish, everyone please answer this question. So the correct answer is yes, D is the correct answer. Capital formation, liquidity, price determination, these are all the functions of the financial market, right? Right? Okay, next. Which of the following is not a factor for price discovery? So, if we talk about this, which of the following is not a factor for price discovery? Market stability, risk appetite, available information, and supply and demand. Not a factor of price discovery. Price discovery is not a part of which of the following? Everyone. Everyone, please answer this question, guys. So, the correct answer for this is what? Which of the following is not a factor for price discovery? Which of the following is not a factor for price discovery? So, if we talk about the correct answer, not a factor of price discovery, market stability, risk appetite, available information, or supply and demand. So, risk appetite, available information, and supply and demand, these are all the factors of price discovery. Stability is not a part of price discovery. So, A is question ka correct answer. A is the correct answer. No, available information actually affect the prices of a particular product, shares, and anything, right? So available information, they are affecting the price. Okay, so risk, available information, and supply and demand, these are the part of price discovery, not the market stability, right? Next question. So if we talk about the maximum period for notice money, the maximum period for notice money is 2 days, 14 days, 7 days, or 1 year. Everyone please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. The maximum period for notice money is what? So, notice money, you know that notice money is a part of which market? Notice money is a part of money market. I have already discussed this. Notice money is a part of which market? Money market. So, maximum period for which the notice money is issued is actually for 14 days. So, the correct answer for this question is B. 14 days is the correct answer, right? Next question. Who is the issuing authority of treasury bills? Treasury bills are actually issued by whom? AIFI, state government, central government, or corporate. Again, treasury bills is a part of money market because it has a maturity period of less than 1 year. So who is the issuing authority of the treasury bill? AIFI, state government, central government, or corporate? So the correct answer for this question is what? Everyone, please answer this question. Who is the issuing authority of treasury bill? So if we talk about the correct answer, issuing authority of the treasury bill. So if we talk about the issuing authority of treasury bill, it is central government who is issuing the treasury bill. So C is the correct answer, not B, C. What is the minimum net worth required for corporate to issue certificate of deposit? If any corporate want to issue certificate of deposit, what is the minimum net worth is required? Rupees 1 crore, 4 crore, 5 crore, or there is no minimum requirement for that? Everyone, please answer this question. And whoever is watching this session, at least just please like and share the video to the maximum you can. If you are liking and sharing the video, it will helping me a lot, everyone. Please answer this question correctly, guys. Everyone, please answer this question correctly. What is the minimum net worth required for a corporate to issue certificate of deposit? So if we talk about the minimum net worth which is required for a corporate to issue certificate of deposit, there is no minimum net worth which is required. So D is the correct answer for this question, right? So D is the correct answer. Next, what is the maximum tenure for long-term repo operations? LTRO. Maximum tenure, long-term repos operation. So long-term repo is actually issued for a period of 1 to 3 years. Means when RBI is giving loan to commercial bank for a period of 1 to 3 years, that is as long-term repos operation. So if we talk about the maximum tenure for long-term repos operation, it is 3 years. So B is the correct answer. 3 years, B is the correct answer. Then next question. Which of the following is a component of secondary market? Now here's the secondary market, not sector is asked. Secondary market means you all know that when we are talking about the capital market, a capital market is actually distributed into two parts, primary and secondary. So we know that capital market, these are always distributed into two parts. One is the primary and second is the secondary market. Okay, so if we talk about the components of the secondary market, okay, IPO, private placement market, security auction market, or none of the above. So if we talk about the initial public offering, this is actually what? This is actually a part of primary market. Okay, so if we talk about this IPO, it is a part of primary market. Private placement market, again, it is a part of primary market. This is also primary market. This is also primary market. When we are talking about security auction market, it is secondary market. So C is the correct answer for this question. C is the correct answer, right? Yes, so C is the correct answer for this question, everyone, right? Okay, next question. The process by which the stock exchange transition from a mutually owned entity to a shareholder owned company is known as. The process by which a stock exchange transit themselves from a mutually owned entity to a shareholder owned company, then it is known as what? Dematerialization, demutualization, demonetization, or monetization. Okay, everyone, please answer this question. The process by which a stock exchange transition from a mutually owned entity to a shareholder owned company is known as what, everyone? So the correct answer is it is known as demutualization. Demutualization is the correct answer. So B is the correct answer. I hope all of you are doing this module more attentively. Why? Because I have completed module D completely in the live session. Oh, Chandan and Usha, and we have Shirish, Krishna. All of you have studied this module D completely in live session, right? So demutualization is actually a process where a stock exchange transit from a mutually owned entity to a shareholder owned company, right? Next, what is the minimum tenure for commercial papers? What is the minimum tenure for commercial paper? 1 month, 7 days, 6 month, or 1 year? Minimum tenure for commercial paper. Everyone, please answer this question. Minimum tenure for commercial paper. Everyone, minimum tenure for commercial paper. Yes, so the minimum tenure for commercial paper is 7 days. Correct answer. So the minimum tenure for commercial paper is 7 days. Good. Next, sorry, in an IPO through voluntary book building, what percentage of the issue is reserved for retail investor? Okay, so this is a question regarding the capital market book building. I will take one a class extra for capital market for all of you guys. Why? Because I have missed out some topics in the capital market which is very important for you all. So I have scheduled a miscellaneous class for that, which is related to the QIP, CIP, this book building process, everything, right? So if we talk about the initial public offering, if it is done through voluntary book building, what is the issue which is reserved for the retail investor? So the correct answer for this question is B. 25% is the correct answer. Now, what is book building? I will explain it in detail in the chapter itself. Don't worry, right? Next question. A retail investor is one who applies or bids for securities for a value not more than what amount? So this is regarding the retail investor. So if you are a retail investor and you applies or bid for security, so the value, the maximum value which is allowed to you is what? 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, or 5 lakhs. The correct answer for this question is everyone. Please answer this question, guys. Everyone. A retail investor is the one who applies or bids for securities of or for a value not more than what amount. So the correct answer for this question is 2 lakh. So 2 lakh is the maximum amount. C is the correct answer for this question. Right, Chandan? Right. Next question. Which of the following bond theorem is not correct? Now I have told you 4 bond theorem in detail, if you all remember. So the 4 bond theorem. First, the bond price are inversely related to interest rate. The increase in the bond price when rate goes down is greater than the decrease in the price when interest rate goes up by same percentage. Longer the term of maturity, lower will be its price sensitivity. And fourth, both bond, if there are two bonds which have same maturity but different coupon rate, the bond with the lower coupon rate will experience more sensitivity than with the higher coupon rate. So you have to answer which of the following bond theorem is not correct here, everyone. Which of the following bond theorem is not correct here? We have discussed 4 bond theorem, if you all remember, everyone. Everyone, just please at least like the video. Whoever is watching this session, at least just please like the video. So which of the following bond theorem is not correct? If we talk about the first theorem, the price of bond is inversely related to the change in interest. It is correct. The increase in the price of the bond when interest rates goes down by a certain percentage is greater than decrease in the price when interest rate goes up by certain percentage. It is correct. Third is saying longer the term of maturity of the bond, lower will be its price sensitivity. This is actually wrong because longer the term of maturity, larger or higher will be its price sensitivity. So C is the correct answer because C is the incorrect theorem, right? Next, which year primary dealer introduced? Primary dealer are the authorized entity who are eligible for purchasing government securities with the aim to resell them in the market. So if there is an entity who is purchasing the government securities from Reserve Bank of India with the aim of reselling them in the market, then these are known as the primary dealers. Now, in which year primary dealers has been introduced? 47, 74, 1995, or 2005. So the correct answer for this question is what? Everyone. Primary dealer. Everyone, please answer this question. Primary dealer, yes. So 1995, in year 1995, primary dealer scheme has been introduced. Next question, which of the following securities are not eligible in the RBI retail direct scheme? So there has been RBI direct retail scheme, which is actually uh, uh, introduced to increase the investment opportunities for the retail investors like you and me. If we want to invest in the government bonds and securities for increasing this opportunity, RBI retail direct scheme has been introduced. So which of the following securities are actually not eligible for this scheme? Treasury bill, government securities, corporate bonds, or sovereign gold bonds? So the correct answer for this question is, so the correct answer for this question is what, everyone? So RBI direct retail scheme is actually introduced for we all investors, so that our opportunity in investing different type of bonds and securities will increase. This includes treasury bill, this includes central government securities, this includes sovereign gold bond, but this doesn't include the corporate bonds. So the correct answer for this question is what? C. C is the correct answer for this question, right? Next. Which of the following are not participants in the forex market or foreign exchange market? Which of the following are not participants in the foreign exchange market? We have brokers, we have commercial banks, we have jobbers or central government. Not a participant in the foreign exchange market. Very easy. Everyone, please answer this question. And kindly please like and share the video, guys. Whoever is watching this session, it's a request that please just like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone. Okay. So not a participant in the foreign exchange market. So the correct answer for this question is jobbers. Jobbers are not the participant. Whereas brokers, we have commercial banks, we have central banks. These are the participants in the foreign exchange market, right? Next. Which of the following is not an enforcement authority for FEMA regulation, Foreign Exchange Management Act? Which of the following is not an enforcement authority for Foreign Exchange Management Act? RBI, Enforcement Directorate, Ministry of Commerce, or Ministry of Finance? Everyone. Ruchi, Chandan, Irfan, Harshal, Usha. We have Shirish, Rigbed. Everyone. We have Krishna. Please answer this question, guys. Everyone. Yes, so Ministry of Commerce is not an enforcement authority for Foreign Exchange Management Act regulation. So C is the correct answer for this question. Next, what is the threshold transaction limit under foreign exchange retail platform with zero fee? Okay, so up to which limit there is no fee for the foreign exchange retail platform or for the transactions in the foreign exchange retail platform? Everyone, please answer this question. Please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. So, what is the threshold transaction limit? It is $50,000. So, if you are doing the transaction up to $50,000, there is zero fee for the retail platform. But if you are doing over and above $50,000, then you have to pay some fee. So, the correct answer for this question is B, not C. Not C, it is B, which is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following securities are not eligible in the RBI direct retail scheme? So, this we have already discussed. Next question. Which of the following is not a reason for interconnectedness of financial market? So, when we have discussed what is the interconnectedness of financial market, when we are actually linking the financial instrument which has similar profile with each other, so that if the financial instrument which have the similar profile, they will behave similar throughout the world, right? So that is actually the interconnected of the financial market. So which of the following is not a reason for that? Mobility of capital, profitability, technological development, or harmonization of prudential regulation? We have already discussed this in detail in the class. Okay, everyone. Everyone, please answer this question. Which of the following is not a reason for interconnectedness of the financial market? So the correct answer for this question is profitability parameters. So this is actually not a reason for connecting in the financial market. So B is the correct answer for this question, right? Next question. Which of the following is not one of the different levels of the integration of the financial market? So when financial market are integrating with each other, they are connected in some ways, okay, like domestical, vertical, regional, international. So which of the following is not one of the level for the integration of the financial market? Everyone please answer this question. Everyone please answer this question. Which of the following is not one of the different level of the integration of the financial market? So the correct answer for this question is what? Okay, so if we talk about the correct answer, see, we have domestic integration, yes. We have vertical integration, no, we don't have any vertical integration. Okay, then we have regional integration, yes. We have international, yes. So international, region, and domestic integrations are the integration of the financial market. There is no vertical integration, so B is the correct answer for this question. B is the correct answer, right? Next question. How many countries are members of the Clearing Union? Asian Clearing Union 7, 8, 9, and 10. Everyone. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Member countries of Asian Clearing Union. So, which of the following are the member countries of Asian Clearing Union? So, we have how many countries? So, I'm just writing the name, right? Bangladesh, Bhutan, Asian Clearing Union, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Iran, Maldives. There is Iran, there is Maldives, there is Sri Lanka, there is Pakistan. Also, I think 9 members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and how many? So we have Bangladesh, we have Bhutan, we have India, we have Iran, we have Maldives, we have what? After Maldives, Myanmar and Nepal is also a part. Sri Lanka and Pakistan. We have Myanmar also, and we have Nepal also, right? So we have 9 member countries in Asian Clearing Union. So we have Bangladesh, Bhutan, Iran, India, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Myanmar, and Nepal. So the correct answer for this question is C, that is 9. Done, everyone? Okay, next question. Identify the statement which is not true. So you have to identify that statement which is not true. Merchant bankers are regulated by RBI. Merchant bankers are regulated by SEBI. Merchant bankers undertake fee-based business or they primarily assist in raising equities. So the correct answer for this question is what, everyone? Please answer this question. Identify the statement here. Which of the following is not true, everyone? Which of the following is not true, everyone? So, if we talk about these statements, identify the statement which is actually not true. So, merchant banks are regulated by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. Merchant bankers are regulated by SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. So, actually, merchant bankers are regulated by SEBI, not RBI. So, this is the correct answer for this question. Why? Because merchant bankers are not regulated by RBI, they are regulated by, and rest of the following options are right. Next question. How many categories of merchant bankers are there? 3, 4, 5, and 6. How many category? Okay. How many categories? So there is category 1, there is category 2nd, there is category 3rd, and there is category 4 merchant banks, right? So we have in total 4 categories of the merchant bank. 1, 2, 3rd, and 4th, right? So it is B, which is the correct answer, everyone. Done. Next question. Which of the following category of the merchant bankers can handle issue management? So we have 4 categories of the merchant banker that I have already told you. Now you have to answer which of the following category of the merchant banker issue management, handle issue management. Everyone, please answer this question. Which of the following? So the correct answer is yes. Category 1 is the correct answer. No, issue management is actually category 1. So the correct answer is A. Next question. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. Everyone. So minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker is what? So the correct answer for this question is B, rupees 5 crore. So 5 crore is the minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker, right? So 5 crore is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. Ruchi is right. Chandan is also right here. Good. Next question. From among the following, which is not a participant in the derivative transactions? Not a participant in the derivative transaction. Arbitrators, guarantor, hedger, or speculators? Okay, everyone, which of the following not a participant in the derivative transaction? I have told you not a participant in the derivative transaction. We have arbitrators, we have guarantor, we have hedgers, and we have speculators. Everyone, please answer this question. So, the correct answer for this question is what? The correct answer for this question is B, guarantor. Guarantor is not a part of the derivative market. Arbitrator is here, Hajar is here, and speculator is here. So the correct answer for this is B. Next question. From among the following, identify the functions of derivatives. So, from among the following, you have to identify the functions of the derivative. We have price discovery, we have lowering transaction cost, we have increased leverage, or all of the above. So, what is the function of the derivative market? And what is derivative? Derivative is that financial instrument or an agreement which don't have its own value. There is underlying asset which is associated with the agreement, that is known as derivative. So whatever the value of the derivative is actually determined or derived from that underlying asset. Underlying asset can be gold, can be commodities, silver, items, agriculture product, anything. That is the underlying asset. So if we talk about the functions of the derivative, yes, D is the correct answer. Price discovery, we have low transaction cost, we have increased leverage. Means from holding some money, we can do agreement of a lot of money, right? So that is all of the above, which is the correct answer for this question. Next question. If a company wants to borrow USD 1 million for a period of 3 months, 6 months from now, which type of FRA should it buy? Forward rate agreement, everyone. So if they want to buy for a period of 3 months, 6 months from now, then what is the correct answer for this? Everyone, please answer this question. You can all answer this question. So if a company wants to borrow $1 million for a period of 3 months, 6 months from now, which type of FRA should it buy? So the correct answer for this question is, first of all, 6 months from now. So you have to write how many months from now. If it is 6 months, if it is 5 months, if it is 2 months, if it is 1 month, you have to write this first of all. Means for how many total, for how many months, which is starting from today. So if it is 6 months from now, they have to write this into the total time period involved with the transaction. So 6 months for a period of 3 months, it is total 9. So the correct answer for this question is C. 6 to 9 is the correct answer. If it was asked 5 months from now for a period of 3 months, it is 5 into 8. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is 6 into 9. C is the correct answer, right? The next question, factoring is a facility for which of the following? Maintaining of the sales ledger, maintenance of the receivables, debt collection, or all of the above. Factoring is a facility for which of the following? Everyone, please answer this question. Factoring is a facility for which of the following? It is for maintaining the sales ledger, it is maintaining the receivables, it is for the debt collection, or it is for all of the above. You can all answer this question. Yes, factoring is actually not only giving the immediate credit to the seller, but they also provide the debt collection facilities. They also maintain the receivables. They also helps in maintenance of the sales ledger. So D is the correct answer. All of the above is the correct answer. right? Next question. Which of the following is not a form of international factoring? Not a form of international factoring. Single, two, three factor, or export only factor. Not a form of international factoring. Everyone, please answer this question. Not a form of international factoring. Everyone, please answer this question, guys. Which of the following is not a form of international factoring? So in international factoring, we have single factor. In international factoring, we have two factor. In international factoring, we have export only factor and import only factor also. But three factors is not any form of international factoring. So C is the correct answer for this question. The correct is C. Done. Next question. A forfeiter gives an undertaking to execute a specific forfeiting transaction at a firm discount rate within a specified period. What is the fee for such undertaking is called as, everyone? Very easy. So they just undertake to execute a specific forfeiting transaction at a firm within a specified period. Then what it is called as? Everyone, please answer this question. What it is called as? Everyone. So a forfeitor gives undertaking to execute a specific transaction. There, a forfeitor is actually committing to a particular seller that I will help you in the forfeiting process, and that's why the fees is called here is called as the commitment fees. Commitment fees is the correct answer, right? Commitment fees is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following statement is incorrect? You have to answer the incorrect statement. Finance for new project is riskier. Incorrect statement. Finance for new project is riskier. Venture capitalists finance established project. They have the long-term investment, or they in steps where the probability of failure is very high. Have to answer this question, everyone. So you have to answer this question, guys. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Finance for new project is riskier. Venture capitalist finance established projects. Venture capital is a long-term investment, or venture capital steps in where the probability of failure is very high. Have to answer which of the following is incorrect statement here. Yes, so if we talk about the incorrect statement, so the incorrect statement is B. Venture capital doesn't finance established product. They actually finance new projects where the chances of failures are very high and their investments are very long term, right? So B is the incorrect statement for this question. Chandan is right here. Right. B is the correct answer. Next. A venture capital fund may raise money from any investor provided the minimum amount accepted from an investor is, I have already given you the detail. Minimum amount, that is actually what? Minimum amount that is actually accepted from an investor. Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone who is watching this video, at least just please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone, where are everyone, guys? Where are everyone? So venture capital fund may raise money from any investor provided that the minimum amount accepted from an investor is 5 lakhs. So A is the correct answer. Minimum amount which is accepted from an investor is 5 lakhs. So A is the correct answer for this question. Next, in 1972, the committee which recommended commencing the venture capital business was. In 1972, the committee which actually recommended commencing of venture capital business was Malhotra Committee, Bhatt Committee, Goparia Committee, or Bhatt-Nagar Committee. So the correct answer for this question is Bhatt Committee. B is the correct answer for this question. Bhatt Committee is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following characteristic of venture capital funding is incorrect? You have to answer venture capital funding is not correct. Means which of the following characteristic is not true? They are high risk investment with an intention of making high profit. Their investments are short term. The providers of venture capital can participate in the management of the company. Money is invested generally by buying equity share in the startup company. So you have to answer this question correctly. The venture capital funding, I have already told you their investments are long term. So if you are saying that investments are on the short term goals, so it is actually the wrong statement. We have to identify the wrong statement here. So B is the correct answer for this question. Right, Chandan. B is the correct answer for this question, right? Next, which of the following covers the entire life of an asset? Okay, the entire life of an asset. Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. Entire life. So when an asset is given on a lease for the entire lifetime, it is called as what? Finance lease. It is called as what? Finance lease. Right? Next question. In which type of lease does repair and maintenance lies with the leasing? Repair and maintenance lies with the leasing, finance, operating whole time or end to end lease. Everyone. In which type of lease does repair and maintenance lie with the leasing? It is finance lease, it is operating lease, it is whole time lease, or it is end to end lease. So the correct answer for this question is what? So if we talk about the correct answer for this question, the correct answer is operating lease. Because in operating lease, you are actually giving for a shorter period of time. You are giving asset on a lease for a shorter period of time. So all the repairs and maintenance, they are actually lies with the lease. So the correct answer will be operating. Okay. So the correct answer is operating. Done. Next. Which type of leasing? No, no, no. Repair and maintenance life with the leasing. It is finance lease, guys. Because it is given for a complete whole lifetime. A is the correct answer. If it is for the complete lifetime, then the leasing, the one who is actually receiving it, is responsible for the repair and maintenance. So A is the correct answer. Not B. It is not operating lease. It is the finance lease, right? Next, which type of lease involves two or more countries? Which type of lease involves two or more countries? Everyone, please answer this question. Which type of lease involves two or more countries? Everyone, please answer this question. Two or more countries, obviously cross-border lease. When there is a cross-border lease, there is an involvement of two or more countries. So C is the correct answer for this question. Next, in a hire purchase transaction, the owner of the asset is known as hirer, hiree, seller, or purchaser. Hire purchase transaction, the owner of the asset is called as what? The owner of the asset is called as what? Everyone, please answer this question. In a hire purchase transaction, the owner of the asset is also known as what? Hirer, hiree, seller, or purchaser. Everyone, please answer this question. So the correct answer for this question is hiree. B is the correct answer for this question. Next, a credit rating denotes which of the following? High probability of default, low probability of default, a high probability of compliance breach, low probability of compliance breach. A high credit rating denotes which of the following? Very easy. So if you have a high credit rating, it means what? High probability of default, low probability of default, high probability of compliance breach, or low. So yes, it is actually denoting that you are actually trustworthy. There is low chances, low probability of default. So B is the correct answer for this question. Next, in which year credit rating agencies has been established in India? Everyone. Everyone. In which year credit rating agencies has been established in India? In which year the credit rating agencies has been established in India? 47, 72, 87, or 2002? The first credit rating agencies to be established in India was in year 1987. So the correct answer is C. C is the correct answer. Next question. How many approved credit rating agencies are there in India? Approved credit rating agencies in India. How many approved credit rating agencies are there in India? Everyone, please answer this question. Approved credit ratings agencies are there in India? Please answer this question, everyone. So, approved credit rating agencies, 7. B is the correct answer. The entity that established mutual fund is known as, the entity that established mutual fund is called as what? Trustee, sponsor, asset management company, or none of the above. The entity that established a mutual fund is known as trustee, sponsor, asset management company, or none of the above. So the correct answer for this question is trustee that establish mutual fund is known as what? So if we talk about the correct answer, sponsor. No, 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 no. The entity that establish a mutual fund is called as the sponsor. Sponsor is the correct answer, right? Next. Multi-cap fund is an example of which type of mutual fund? Multi-cap fund. Multi-cap fund, everyone. So the correct answer for this question is what, everyone? Yes, it is an example of which type of fund? So it is an example of, yes, it is an example of equity scheme. So A is the correct answer for this. A is the correct answer for this. Next question. The principle of Uber or ubere me fidei means what? Principle of subrogation, consideration, utmost good faith, or proximate cost. So this principle I have explained in detail in the insurance chapter, right? So there are 6 principles which I have discussed in detail. Principle of subrogation, consideration, utmost good faith, or proximate cost. So this term is associated with which principle? So the correct answer is C. Principle of utmost good faith. So C is the correct answer for this question, right? Done. Next question. Which of the following is not a contract of indemnity? Which of the following is not a contract of indemnity? I have told you all the insurance contract are the contract of indemnity except one. Which of the following is not a contract of indemnity? So if we talk about, yes, life insurance is not a contract of indemnity. Only life insurance is not a contract of indemnity. Motor, travel, and marine, these are the contract of indemnity. So A is the correct answer for this question, right? A is the correct answer. Next question. Okay. Next is what? See, next is in the insurance grievance, maximum compensation that the ombudsman is allowed to give in the context of personal life insurance contract is what can be the maximum compensation that the ombudsman is allowed to give. Maximum compensation that the ombudsman is allowed to give, everyone. So the correct answer is what? Yes, 30 lakh. 30 lakh is the maximum compensation allowed for the ombudsman in the ombudsman integrated ombudsman scheme. So yes, 30 lakhs is the correct answer. 30 lakhs. No. 5 lakh? No, no, it is 30 lakhs, right? Next. Okay. Pension product generally have 2 stages. Accumulation stage and which stage? Pension product has 2 stages. Accumulation stage and discharge, pension, vesting, and backing stage. So which of the following 2 stages are there in the pension product? Accumulation stage and discharge stage, pension stage, vesting stage, or backing stage? Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, guys. Pension product has two stages. Yes. So if we talk about the correct answer, it is accumulation and the vesting stage. Accumulation and the vesting stage, right? Next question. What is the lock-in period for PPF account? Lock-in period for PPF account. Lock-in period for PPF account. What is the lock-in period in PPF account? So 15 years is a lock-in period for the public provident fund account. D is the correct answer. PPF, right? Next, what is the minimum age for a person to join the Atal Pension Yojana? Minimum age a person to join in the Atal Pension Yojana. Everyone. Minimum age in which a person can join in the Atal Pension Yojana. Everyone. So yes, it is 18 years. 18 years is the minimum age for the person to join Atal Pension Yojana. Next. A bank, if they are desired to set up primary dealership business, they have to be registered as NBFC with RBI, merchant banker with SEBI, brokerage service provider with SEBI, or none of the above. Sorry. A bank desires setting up a primary dealership business through a subsidiary is required to be registered as NBFC with RBI. So A is the correct answer, right? And the last question, what is the maximum percentage of the equity contribution that the bank acting as a sponsor of IDF NBFC can contribute? Hanji, the correct answer for this question is maximum percentage of the equity contribution that the bank acting as a sponsor of the IDF NBFC can contribute. Everyone, please at least like and share the video, guys. Everyone, just please like and share the video. So the correct answer is C. That is 49%, right?